we are now 3 weeks into this NFL season. You know what that means?
What does that mean?
You know what you call that?
What
We
do
call that a sample size. Because of that, we are here to do our first Power Rankings episode of the season. After just 3 weeks, obviously, everything will change as time goes on. But based on these 3 weeks, we are going to rank every single team in the NFL.
Okay.
Okay, that's kind of tough to do. Can't go really off of any
Weak ass sneeze.
stats for real. Yeah, be a man. What the fuck?
I'm trying not to have this like loud, obnoxious sneeze. You know what I'm saying?
Pee wee sneeze.
Can't even say bless you, guys. Because tight. But yeah, like I said, it's hard to do. We will have to keep in mind that, it's not strictly on 3 weeks. There's maybe some teams that there's some context, some strength of schedule, some injuries, whatnot. But it's pretty much off these 3 weeks what we think as it currently stands, what the projection of who are the best teams in the league.
Yeah, this is. I don't really care what the standings say. Also, all the standings are like one game.
I care a little bit. I care some. I've respected it to some degree.
No, obviously if you're 3-0, none of the 3-0 teams are like in the bottom half of my rankings. Because I'm like, oh, you guys are fake. So Colts fans, calm down. The Colts fans, they will have some respect today. Like there's that aspect of it.
Yep. So we'll do it now. We'll do it a little bit after midway through the season. We'll do it before the playoffs start. Several Power Ranking episodes throughout the season. And here's part one. With that being said, cue the intro music. So we're going to do this the same way we do rankings on TD3 when we do it for basketball. We're going to show blocks of each rankings starting from 32 through 26, then 26 through 20, and reveal it piece by piece until we see all three of our entire lists starting from the bottom up. First off, getting right into it is my list. Now these bottom six, on TD3 we do rankings. A lot of times we end up arguing for a long time about the first ranking because there's like nuance there. We know who the best teams are. There's no nuance here. I don't give a shit about this tier. These are just the worst teams right now. Don't have too many strong opinions about where each one goes. But to me, the bottom six have to be Titans at 32, Saints at 31, Giants 30, Jets 29, Cowboys 28, Bengals 27. Initially, I had Bengals much closer to 32, but I was like, let me give them a little bit of respect right now because they have 2 wins and they got a good win with Jake Browning versus the Jags. I'll just give them a little bit of respect now because they probably won't get any more as the season goes on. This will be the last time I have to give them a little bit of credit for a positive record.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. To me, when I see this tier, I feel like it's kind of two conjoined into one.
Yeah.
Obviously, like the Bengals and Cowboys are leaps and bounds better than 29, 30,
No, they're not.
32.
I disagree.
Leaps and
There's no
the
leaps
Jets
and
and
bounds.
Hell no.
There's no leaps. There's no bounds.
Zero
really? So
bounds.
they're all in hell.
Yes.
It's like
Yeah.
hell
Yes.
tier.
100%.
Specifically because of injuries, obviously with the Bengals and Cowboys. CD's out now. And I factored that into play a little bit here on these lists. It's not always ironclad, so maybe there'll be some inconsistency there. But the Cowboys are not going to be good for the next 4 weeks, at least with CD out. Their defense is already terrible. Without CD, I think the passing offense won't be as potent as we hoped it could be to keep them in games to contend for a wild card as a ceiling or whatever. I think they're going to be dreadful for the next month.
Yeah, and they might not have been good with CD. In terms of actually winning games. The way that their defense has played the first 3 weeks of the season is awful. And it's crazy because you let Russell Wilson put up 450 yards on you, and then he gets benched the very next week. That's how bad you are. Everybody who is playing who's played the Cowboys is having a career
to get right game.
A career game.
Yeah,
get right game.
Except for for the AJ.
Except for the
yeah, put too low.
I catch you.
Yeah. But yeah, that's where they are. So their defense is disgusting.
Yeah, and the Bengals, they're
derogatory, by the way.
The Bengals are top of this tier because they're 2-1. So I am respecting the outcome of these 3 games to some extent, but it's not everything. That was a tiebreaker between 30 and 27 for me. But they're the worst 2-1 team I've ever seen. If you look at any chart online, anybody that does any type of graph with literally any metric you can think of, success rate, EPA, yards given up, success against the pass, success against the run, anything, there's always an intersection where you get the bottom left of a graph where it's the worst of both sections. And every time I see one of those this week, the Bengals are always on the bottom left. They suck at everything because they had such a dreadful game against the Vikings. So that's destroying all their metrics. And, that I think that is a pretty good interpretation of who they're going to be with Jake Browning. It's not going to be a pretty side on either side of the ball. But again, 2-1. So salute. You're better than the Giants.
Okay, yeah, I can definitely see that. I don't know. I just feel like saying that they're in the same tier just feels harsh. But then again, mind you, this is my first power ranking. My list is gonna be 100% certified dog shit. Keep that in mind. Don't hold my opinions to heart.
The Bengals would be much higher if they had Joe Burrow. If they had one of the best players in the NFL still on their team, he'll be gone for. I'm essentially treating it like he'll be gone for the whole regular season. I know he's a chance of coming back towards the end if they're still fighting for 500. And I know we've seen Jake Browning have a stretch of games in which they were above 500 a couple years ago. So they could very well rebound. But the last thing we saw of you is you getting plastered by the Vikings in such a dramatic fashion, getting just diced up by Carson Wentz. Like, that was such an extreme blowout that all we have to go off of the Jake Browning experience is a last-second, very clutch win against the Jags, in which he still threw 3 interceptions. It wasn't some great performance. And then getting your fucking teeth kicked in. I'm not inclined to give you a ton of grace. Now, obviously, they can earn it back. And next time we do this by week 9 or whatever, maybe they're closer to the middle of the pack. And Jake Browning does go a little bit above 500 like you've seen he can do in the past. But for now, I feel fine putting them in the bottom tier.
Yeah. Okay. And then Saints and Titans, we know what it is.
Unserious teams, it's fine. They're essentially tanking.
But even with the Saints, like, I feel bad calling the Saints unserious because what the Titans are doing is truly unserious. Oh, yeah, for sure. Where the Saints feel slightly more competent than that.
Oh, damn, especially offensively for sure.
That's what I'm saying. So like it's like they're just legitimately bad, right? Yeah. Where like the Titans are actually unserious across the board.
It's a disgusting type of bad.
The Titans are like your coach is going to get fired any week now, so you have to be 32. Both those teams, really all these teams here have some talent. None of them are like to the degree like Browns in the past have been when they were the worst team in the league and they were just like bottom of the barrel. Everyone else is in a different stratosphere as them. None of these teams are there. If you tell me the bottom 4 teams all have a chance of riding the ship, if the Jets look like week 1 Jets, Justin Fields gets back and they normalize and play solid, they could be at this tier. If Jackson Dart brings something of merit with his legs and a little bit more quick game than Russell Wilson did, the Giants could be higher than this. We think their defense has more to show than they've shown. Kellen Moore has shown some interesting coaching. Spencer Radler has some decent moments. Like all these teams could get higher. But for now, when we see the teams above them, they really are on their own tier.
Exactly.
Okay.
Well, we'll speed through this. Who was your tier here, Mo?
So at 32, I got the Titans, just like you. 31, Jets. 30, I have the Dolphins. 29, Saints. 28, Giants. And 27, the Falcons.
Ooh, we are holding the Falcons 0-point outing versus the Panthers against them, I see. As we should. Yeah. It's 1/3 of the season.
Yeah, exactly. Shout out to the Panthers. They've been dicey throughout the entirety or throughout the last 3 weeks. But to get 0 points scored, 0 buckets made, it's 0 crazy. Touchdowns. You have it specifically throughout the entire year so far. 1 singular passing touchdown. It's ridiculous. But when everyone's over here talking about your defense and you go ahead and let Bryce Young hang 30 on you was just like a different level of embarrassment. Like you can't really like hang on to anything so far this season at all other than Bijan Robinson is like a good player. So that's
shout out him. Yeah, I didn't put them in this bottom tier. I thought about it for everything you just said. That was such a disgusting last taste in our mouth of this team that I'm like, I very much thought about it. They still are 5th in EPA on defense for the season. They still are a good defensive unit that did have a wildly impressive game against the Vikings in which they completely exposed the holes of the Vikings offensive line. So, and even with that 33-point stomping, still 5th in defense overall for the season. So I give them a little bit of credit because I do think there are problems offensively can and will normalize, and the defense is a legitimate strength under Raheem Morris. And I think that's just more to hold on to than the Bengals and Cowboys have with their offense being neutered and the defense having no strength. So I give them a little more credit, but not a whole lot more.
Okay.
That's fair.
And Dolphins, shout out. I imagine Donovan also put the Dolphins in the bottom 6.
I mean, surprise. surprise. Yeah, so I have the Titans at 32, the Saints at 31, the Dolphins at 30, Bengals at 29, Jets at 28, Panthers at 27. So I like you have to give the Panthers just a little bit of credit because for basically half the season, for all of last game and then the second half against the Cardinals, they've played decent, like, you know, enough to quote unquote like win, even though that they didn't win against the Cardinals. But the last 6 quarters have been better for them. But so they could be at the top of there. The Jets. Listen, the Jets are 2 field goals away from being 2-1.
Yeah,
right. Like they have been
very true.
They've been friskier than what their record suggests. And I was going through, you know, their defensive metrics, and so you would hope that they would be a little bit better, just knowing that like the defense has been the strength of this team
exactly
in the years past. You're getting Aaron Glenn, and it's just not that right now. And so like I wish that I could put them at like 24 or something like that, because I actually do like them. Like they seem kind of fun. The vibe seems so much better now that Aaron Rodgers isn't there, but it's just not. Everything's not coming together, but it's okay because it's year 1 of a new regime, so you expect all that.
I agree 100%. Their defense being so disappointing is why I didn't give them credit for that week 1 when we saw Justin Fields look really, really good. because it was immediately followed by terrible performance, and then he got hurt. So I was like, okay, maybe that balances. But defense, they still have Quentin Williams, they still have Sauce Gardner, they still have these players that should be the nucleus of at least a good passing defense. 27th in EPA defensively overall, 27th in EPA against the pass, 27th in QB pressure rate. Bottom of the barrel in most defensive areas. There's not an identifiable strength underneath Aaron Glenn right now defensively. Mm-hmm. It really, I can't even tell you what a strength has been. I'm sure Jets fans who have watched every snap of every single game will say they have these certain bright spots defensively, but as a unit, they've just kind of been bleh.
Yeah, and even then, you still gave up 34 to Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers, who we can see is very limited, very hamstrung by the things that they are able to do. And so you still have that. You had the poor performance. So we do, yes, we like you. We like the direction that this seems like it's going in. But also right now it's a combination of results just haven't been there. Actual down to down success hasn't been there. And then we're still just in a weird spot. So yeah, so they're at 28. The Dolphins, I hate the Dolphins. I really don't like them. And obviously week 1 is about as bad of a loss as anybody can have this year. Right now, the worst 3 losses would have been theirs. It would have been the Titans against the Colts, and it would have been the Bengals against the Vikings. Those are probably.
But notice 2 of those are against the Colts, so maybe the Colts would like that. So
maybe.
I honestly, I think I put them a little bit higher. Make it clear, they're barely higher. They will be the next team I say. Mm-hmm. I think. Just because I think they played the Bills pretty well, which maybe says more about the Bills defense. And I think, the idea of them being 500 because their offense is competent and they're able to scheme their way into average or above average efficiency offense by Mike McDaniels being great, kind of still is true. They still approximate a passable to good offense, but defensively, they're a fucking nightmare.
And even in that Bills game, and one of the reasons, honestly, why I really, really wanted I put a small bet on the Bills to win by 20 just because I was they suck. Mm-hmm. But I wasn't going to put it in my top 5 in my 5 picks of the week just because those Thursday games are always weird. It's a divisional game. People are coming off a short rest, all this other stuff. The Bills were missing some guys up front. And so, okay, fine. You can kind of see where that game goes differently. But the 2 losses that they've had, and even in that Bills game, I just have no faith in Tua to actually lead a winning team. And so
it's crazy.
Whenever your quarterback is so flawed that I know if it's a 2-minute drill, I have no doubt in my mind that you guys are going to lose the game. That weighs a lot for me. And so seeing that they are also 1-2 on with their record, knowing that they've already lost some guys defensively to what already is a bad defense, knowing that they can't a block up front. This team is flawed, and they are also on this tier of when is Mike McDaniel going to get fired? So 100%. That's why they're towards the bottom for me.
Yeah, their defensive line was supposed to be a strength of theirs, and it is, right? After drafting a first round DT, getting their edge rushers healthy, that should be something that makes them competent defensively. The secondary is so garbage. The corners are so bad and so easy to target. The linebackers are so immobile that it really doesn't matter how good your defensive line is. It's kind of similar to the Giants right now, who we thought would be average defense off the strength of a ridiculous defensive line after drafting Abdul Carter. Not the case at all, because despite adding Paulson Adebo and Javon Holland, they still can't cover anybody. So the defensive line.
And we saw that in the offseason. Every time they posted a Malik Neighbors clip on social, who was it over? Those corners were getting eaten alive.
Yeah, so both these teams are quintessential. You need some secondary, and trading away Jalen Ramsey will probably make you worse, especially when you have nobody to replace him and your cornerback 1 is Storm Duck. Not a great place to be unless your offense is dynamite, and it's just not going to be that.
Great name though. Great name.
Storm Duck.
Yeah,
kinda
good name. It's a great college football name.
Okay, fair. I can see that. I see that.
Yeah. I guess so.
But okay, outside of that, shout out the Saints offense for being frisky. Shout out the Bengals for being in absolute despair.
I should have put the Bengals a part of this tier now. I'm really thinking about it. The deeper we talk about this, for sure.
There's 2 more teams that belong in this tier for real, though. So it's not even that big of a deal. There's a couple more shitters that we have to get to.
Yeah.
Okay. Donovan, who was your 26 through 21?
At 26, I have the Raiders. At 25, I have the Cowboys. 24, I have the Giants. 23, I have the Browns. 22, I have the Falcons. And 21, I have the Texans.
Hey, man. Shout out to Cleveland Browns. Is this the highest they've been in a tier in a power ranking in the last 5 years?
Maybe.
That's crazy, man.
And low key, I was going back and forth between them and the Falcons just because I like their defense that much. Their defense is actually good, and it is legitimately one of the best in the league.
Yeah.
And so I really wanted to give him credit, but then also like week 1, 16 points, week 2, 17 points, right? Like the week 3 you win, but you only scored 13 points. The offense is just so limited that like I can't give them too much credit, but their defense is disgusting.
Dude. Not even limited. The offense is fucking horrible.
Yeah.
Like it's like truly the opposite of their defense in terms of like the level of talent and just game breaking pressure they apply with the defensive line. The way Mason Graham and Myles Garrett are able to create an upfield pressure on every single play. Whatever you imagine as the opposite of that offensively, that is what they have. They have no protection, no talented tackles, really no talented weapons. Shout out Cedric Tillman, shout out Fannin. Like they have like solid pieces. No one that's the foundation of a passing offense. Lord knows Joe Flacco's not the foundation of a passing offense. They have some interesting young running backs. I do like Quinshon Judkins. I do like Dylan Sampson. Like that is something. It's not a whole lot compared to 99% of teams.
Exactly.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I was sitting down and rewatching back the Browns versus Packers game, and of course, like initially, I'm like, man, like how did the Packers go ahead and get like bootstrapped like this? And then I watched specifically their defensive line over and over and over again throughout the entirety of the game. That was my main focus, and I came away with this. Is Myles Garrett the best defensive player I've ever seen in my goddamn life?
Yeah, low-key, yes. Like, low-key.
The type of opportunities and how we just consistently caves in and chips away with a jackhammer. He's like a fucking jackhammer, bro. On these offensive linemen is insane, and he just crumbles and forces every single offensive line to cave in consistently. And he applied like pressure to some like Jordan Love that I don't think he ever seen in his goddamn life.
No, not at all. It's the same way we were talking about Micah Parsons applying pressure in those first few games when the Packers defense was so dominant. Myles Garrett is meaningfully better than Micah Parsons.
That's fucking crazy.
He's the strongest edge rusher and the fastest edge rusher in the NFL. It doesn't make sense.
Jeez, man. Yeah. Is this the best season he's had so far?
Well, he's had a couple DPOYs, so I don't know, but he hasn't lost a step. So he's still as good as he's ever been. And yeah, Mason Graham and Malik Collins, legit run stopping duo, legit pass pressure. Shout out Carson Schwessinger, very good against the run already. I don't have a good feel for how he is in pass coverage yet. Clearly, it's not a weakness of his. They weren't getting aired out by Jordan Love. So overall, as long as you have Myles Garrett and Denzel Ward healthy, you're going to have a good foundation. If the young pieces they're bringing in are already day one impact players, this should be a top 5 to 10 defense all year.
Yeah. Okay. And so I'm like, and we joked around obviously like all off season with like, oh, it's about to be like Shedeur time, but like Dillon Gabriel is about to. He's gonna have to play. Everyone already knew that one, if not both, of the rookie quarterbacks were probably gonna play at some point this year, just because you know just how far Joe Flacco can take your offense. And like everybody, I feel like a lot of people are leaning on the run that Joe Flacco had 2 years ago when it was like even that wasn't some amazing quarterbacking stretch. Like the Browns were winning games, but that was because they were absolutely terrible right before he got in there. And so Joe Flacco came in and gave them, 10% more, and they felt like he's just, this godsend of a quarterback. It's not like that. So so like Dillon Gabriel is probably going to come in. He's going to add an extra offense. So I can see a stretch where the Browns are playing, and it's hard because I mean they've been in every single one of these games, even the Ravens game where they get blasted, but like they were there.
Yeah.
There's going to be a stretch where they do put wins together this season. So I like the Browns a lot.
Yeah, I think this is like the first year in a few years, really since the Deshaun Watson era started, that I don't think at any point they won't be in contention for the number 1 pick. Like that won't, unless they like sustain injuries, obviously, or purposely go there. I don't see them vying for a top 2 pick.
Yeah, no.
Like there's a few teams that I'm pretty sure will be worse than them all year.
Yeah,
I mean, and every tier has like six teams in them, and so that bottom tier, and even. Listen, you can tell me like that the Giants end up getting, into the top 5 again. We'll see how Jackson Dart looks this week, but you can tell me that Dallas, if Dak gets another injury, and you like
she's known to do,
you miss Dak with some time. CD's hurt.
The season's so over.
We can get to week 10, and then all of a sudden the Cowboys are shutting everybody down and getting a high draft pick. So I can see it.
Fucking Raiders, man, 26.
Yeah, did that pain you to put them there?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I was
felt great to me.
I was so high on them all off season. And then for them to come out and obviously knew that the offensive line was like a work in progress, but damn, like come on. Like you can't be leaving Genty out here to dry like that. And so having Genty, have all of the struggles that he's at, having Geno not have a great offensive line. Brock Bowers and his, subtle injuries already this year, just obviously not the way that you want to start the season. So they have a long way to go.
Yeah. Only thing I can guarantee you about the Raiders is they will be drafting the best tackle in this coming draft.
Oh,
they are the second best tackle, depending on where they fall. They will be taking whoever can start opposite Colton Miller and start building some sort of pillars on that defensive line. Offensive line. Because right now, it's literally just Colton Miller and a bunch of dudes that shouldn't be starting next year. Damn. Shout out Jackson Powers Johnson. Never mind. 3 dudes that shouldn't be starting next year.
The Texans are about to call up the Raiders and be like, you still want that guy? We can take him. He can start for us.
They're just a weird team. And then plus Brock Bowers is the best offensive weapon. Chip Kelly, I don't think he knows he exists. I don't think they met yet. I don't know if they've shook hands before. Apparently, or maybe it's the injury holding him up, or maybe it's both. But they're not really utilizing him in the way that we have hoped for when Geno Smith came in. It felt like a match made in heaven that he'd be open constantly, and Geno Smith would be a lot better at hitting him. Hasn't materialized yet. No, that thing has really materialized in that passing game outside of Trey Tucker, who has been the fantasy darling of the season because he's getting fed all the touches. There's not much to go off of. Their run defense has been good, but I think that's because they played a few teams with terrible run blocking like the Chargers. So I'm not sure what the strength of this team is right now. I'm not sure they know what the strength of this team is right now. I'm not sure there is a strength of this team right now. But eventually that'll change. The passing offense will get going. They do still have Max Crosby, but for now it's been rough.
Yeah, the whole thing with Chip Kelly coming in is oh my gosh, he went to Ohio State. He was able to kind of revamp his entire offense and look at all these cool things that he does in the run game. You can't do that. He just knows that if we can't run simple run concepts, I can't get to the 4th, 5th thing in my bag to create a cool running game to then use play action, Geno's arm strength, Brock Bowers. I can't do all of that if Ashton Jeanty has more yards, after contact than just regular.
Which is a crazy stat. That's true. I forgot what the exact number was, but it was like
144 to 145.
Yeah, exactly. 144 yards on the season, 145 yards after contact. Yes. That's ridiculous. Yeah, obviously the offensive line needs to get help. Their secondary needs help too. Raiders fans hate Isaiah Polamau. Said that wrong, I think. They hate him, and I'm not sure they have many DBs better than him. Their DB room is not talented right now. It's a problem. I'm saying a lot of problems here. So what I'm saying is I don't see them getting above 22 in the season.
Damn. That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next tier, Mo, who you got?
Next tier, I got 26 the Panthers, 25 Browns, 24 Texans, 23 Patriots. Should have been lower, but 22 Bengals and 21 the Raiders.
You said the Patriots should have been lower?
No, the Bengals should have been lower.
Listen, they're 2-1 right now. This is the last time you can put them this high, so I'm not mad at it.
Looking at how they got to 2-1, I guess just feeling out their performance, I didn't also take into account, of course, we all know their offensive line is complete garbage right now. But then also I'm thinking about how they're getting their numbers off when it comes to their passing offense, and then I revert back to checking out their passing or their rushing offense as well. And it's complete dog shit. Chase Brown ain't been given no real opportunities to. And so I'm seeing all these weaknesses and I'm just damn, bro, are you really the 22nd best team in the NFL? I don't know. And right now I'm feeling really shaky about that stance as of now. But other than that, I feel decent about this ranking.
Yeah. The Bengals, exactly. They're passing. Their offensive line gets a lot of attention because Joe Burrow got hurt again. Yeah. So the natural talking point is they never protect him. He never has help. I don't think their pass blocking offensive line is that bad. It's not good or anything, but it's not you're getting your quarterback hurt. That was just a bad play. Joe Burrow held the ball for a long time. He does that at the start of years. He starts off rusty and commonly holds on to the ball. Starts the season with weird pocket management that he irons out over the course of the season. So I don't think the talking point of the Bengals line got him killed is entirely accurate. The Bengals line is getting Chase Brown killed. That is true. He has no chance. I don't know if Chase Brown is good right now because I can't tell because he gets hit behind the line of scrimmage every time. Now he's not good enough to make up for that and be a game changer that can make a lot something out of nothing. We've seen Saquon do in those bad offensive lines.
Oh no,
you're
not a top 5 back. Hey.
It's not to be. He's a fucking 5th round pick. It's not really expected that he's going to be a dynamic game changer there. He can't even be an average running back right now because the blocking is so bad. So you have a back quarterback that does throw picks, puts the ball in danger, no running game to help him, very little defensive talent to help him. I think, shout out Golden coming in as a new DC. Their defense hasn't been as bad as last year. Pretty low bar. Overall, there's just not much for me to go off of to expect them to be anything better than 2015 as the rest of the season goes on.
Yeah, because even the first 2 wins, the first one, even though that they won, we were all up here saying hey, be glad that you won because that was a terrible performance, right?
Mm-hmm.
And obviously we know now that like the Browns defense is actually just like that. But you came into the year talking about, oh, we're all going to play in preseason and we're going to start fast and everything's going to be good. And you put up 17 points. And and it wasn't even like this past week where everybody was blocking field goals to win the game. They just missed field goals, right?
Yeah.
That wasn't necessarily on you. So you could look at that and say you should have lost week one. And then in week two, your backup quarterback throws 3 games. And in the ultimate Jacksonville Jaguars game, they end up losing that. So like you said, you do have to give them respect because they did win those games, and that does mean something. But at every step this season, we've had room to question the process of what it is. So yeah, 22. This is probably, like you said, the last time that we're going to be able to put the Bengals this high.
Yeah. And like I find their defense interesting with Shamar Stewart there. Not necessarily like promising, but interesting. Mm-hmm. But now he's injured. I don't know what the timeline is if he'll be back in the next couple of weeks. I think it's nothing insanely serious, so he will be back at some point. But he's not there right now. This team is last in the league in blitz percentage. The second team lowest in blitz percentage is at 16.5% of the time they blitz. This team is at 9.9, a massive gap at number one. And that's an interesting high coverage idea of how to run a good defense when you have Trey Hendrickson. It only works if you also have Shamar Stewart. If you have that other, what should be high pressure rate end on the other side, without that there, they don't have the secondary talent for me to be excited about that strategy without either a good pass rush or a good secondary. So I don't feel like that's going to be the lifeline of this team while they're dealing with their offensive issues.
Yeah. Gotcha. Who's your tier?
All right, now we got to talk about all these teams. Dolphins at 26, Patriots 25, Raiders 24, Texans 23, 22 Browns, 21 Falcons. I put the Browns over Texans just because I thought it was kind of funny.
Just trolling.
It was a debate, and I was like, it's kind of funny that the fact that I could logically argue the Browns are better than Texans right now is comical, so I'm going to do it. I do anticipate over the course of the season the Texans will have some sort of course correction and be some sort of competent on offense, but right now they haven't been, so it's really not ridiculous for 3 weeks to say the Browns are playing better.
No,
and isn't that sad?
It really is. It really is. I mean, we kind of all penciled in Houston to win the AFC South. It's like, it's the AFC South. Like, nobody's really good. And then lo and behold, they contribute to the AFC South not being good. Like, I think it's extremely hard because now once you start, it gets really sad once you move into conversations of, hey, we're not winning as many games as we would like, into, yo, is CJ Stroud okay? And now we start having these like very big existential macro level conversations about your quarterback. And that's not what it should be for a quarterback like CJ Stroud on a rookie deal whenever seemingly you got everything else figured out. Like, you got one of the best defenses in the league. You have one of the better coaches in the league. You made your change on the offensive side of the ball. Everybody seems to be 100% bought in. And we're looking at you 21. I think I have them the highest at 21. And that's like,
you give them slightly more benefit of the doubt.
That's that's it. Like, that's the ceiling right now. That's crazy.
And the part that annoys me is that, okay, one, we know the talent deficiencies are the talent deficiencies. We know the offensive line is pieced together with a second round pick being your best tackle and then reject some other bad offensive lines from last year. They tried to change it up by saying, I can fix them, with a bunch of guys who weren't able to be fixed by smart coaching staffs before. Kevin O'Connell couldn't fix these guys, and we said, I'm different. You are not. The offensive line is still untalented. We know that's hurting CJ Stroud. We know that's building bad habits. We know that's putting him in a spot that he can't even do any of the floor raising stuff he did before because the baseline protection, baseline help isn't there. Nick Caley also hasn't been inspiring as a play caller. He came in from the Sean McVay system, and we said, okay, they have a McVay guy. That's always interesting. That usually works out well for teams, hiring guys that know Sean McVay. It was a meme for a while because it's true. That coaching tree typically does a good job because they understand modern offensive philosophy. They understand how to make the best out of play action, even when the running game isn't good. They know that play action, teams will respect it no matter what. They know that motion, most of best offenses right now run a lot of motion. That's kind of like the easy on paper cheat code to getting competent offense, more motion, more play action. Those things keep defenses honest and build in help for your quarterback naturally. This team is dead last in play action percentage right now. So all you have is one real impact receiver, Nico Collins, who is a true X deep threat. Teams are going to run cover 2 and say, okay, he's not going to beat us deep. You don't have a running game to make them pay with those light boxes. You don't have reliable receivers to make them pay in the short area, especially before Christian Kirk came back. You don't have protection to be able to scheme up deep cover 2 beaters because CJ Stroud doesn't have time. and you don't have a play caller that's really building in anything to help any of those problems.
Let me go ahead and give you some stats.
Give me
when
multiple.
It comes to, I got you.
Thank you.
Points per game, they're 32nd at 12.7. Yards per game, 29th, 267. Third down percentage, 24%. Total first downs, 43rd. That's dead last. Red zone attempts, dead last 4. Red zone percentage, 0, 32nd. Turnover percentage, 15%. That's good for 8th in the league. They're just ass all around offensively, and you literally can't get no worse. It's like literally impossible. I mean, impossible for the Texans, bro.
Now on the bright side, that is all true. It's literally impossible to get worse. You have to assume positive regression will come at some point. I haven't seen it yet. So if I'm doing a rest of the season ranking where I expect they'll be, I don't expect they'll remain the 23rd best team in the league. They just can't. I'm going to say that they can. We've seen it through 3 games. They could certainly do it for 10 more. It would be unlikely that this is the worst offense in the league, I think. But it's also not impossible. So I'm no longer confident they're going to, I don't think straight up they're not winning the division. I'm no longer certain they're even going to make a wild card spot.
Yeah. And I mean, we talked about it on Monday. They would have to go, like, to get a wild card spot in the AFC. You have to go like 11-3 for the rest of the way, or 10-4.
And now the Chiefs might be in a wild card spot. You got to beat out them for one. Like that's already takes away one immediately.
Yeah,
there's the Broncos. There's so many teams.
It's insane. It's insanely tough. So I think I love their defense so much, and that's why I put them at 21, because I truly think that like their defense it's game changing, it's game saving. It puts them in all of these positions. They had an opportunity to go. To win that game against Jacksonville because their defense once again made a play, got them the ball back. And so they're going to be in games and they're going to continue to have opportunities. It just becomes a question of can you stitch together enough game-winning drives to end up, winning games. And so like, can you be, and it's very hard, right? And we'll see, like the Bucs have done it this year 3 straight times. That's also very hard of teams to do, to continue week in and week out, win close games, put together these 2-minute drives. So I have the ultimate faith in C.J. Stroud. I love this defense. It might be a Bengals situation. This might be the last time, that we could put them maybe this high.
What do you mean? They're 0-3. This is the last time? Fuck. This is.
It may be. Yeah.
This is the best they're gonna feel.
It may be. I feel like I want to be as positive as I can, because when you have special units, you kind of have that. But it's they're 0-3. It's tough.
Yeah. And the idea of special units kind of permeates through this list a lot. That's why they're at 23 and not at 32. That's why the Browns are at 22 and not at 32. Both offenses are anemic, but they have truly special defenses. Same with the Falcons. That's why they're at 21. They don't have a truly special defense in that way, but they've had effective defense so far. They've had measurably good defense in 3 weeks. I don't anticipate it'll be a top 5 defense for the whole year, but so far it is. They lead the league in blitz percentage, and that worked really well against a Vikings team that had some weak links on the offensive line, and they did a really good job at sending more than 4 and isolating those weak links, getting a good edge rusher, matched up against School that was starting in that game, and matched up against all the other weak spots on the offensive line, and allowing them to, poke at those holes. That didn't work against the Panthers at all. Yeah. Bryce Young and why am I blanking on their coach's name now?
Canales
navigated that perfectly. The fact that the Panthers had 2 starting guards on IR and you weren't able to pick on those guys in the same way you could against the Vikings, clearly it's not some foolproof defense that is going to carry you every week. So they can't be higher than 21, but it's still something compared to all these other teams.
Yeah,
very true.
Yeah, the Falcons. Let me see. So have you had the Falcons? Oh yeah, you put the Falcons
last year.
Falcons up.
You put the Falcons last
they're
year.
at the
Yeah, and I can see that. And honestly, I low key like the Falcons have a little bit more talent offensively, but they can be lower than the Browns. For me, like
wow,
just because even in that game against the Vikings, like JJ McCarthy hasn't played well for for like 80% of the 2 games that he's played in. So your one win was against this quarterback that as soon as he goes out and Carson Wentz comes in and gives them competent quarterback play, and Isaiah Rodgers goes absolutely stupid.
Yeah.
But like you see the difference in the offense, and you see the difference in the way that they execute. So that is one of those things where even as bad as JJ McCarthy was playing, the only touchdown that they scored that game was the one where the Vikings let them score so that they can get the ball back.
Yeah. They didn't even pass well in that game either. Granted, the Vikings have one of the best defenses in the NFL. So I understood it when they had a slow offensive output against them. The Panthers do not have one of the best defenses in the NFL. That's not the case at all.
Did we put the Patriots too low?
I don't think so. I mean, no. I mean, you could argue they could be a little higher. If you want to put them top of this tier, that's fine. But they very much belong in this tier to me. They've just been a young, unserious team. The fact that they had, 4 fumbles in the last game?
4 fumbles.
And a pick. They're doing, and let me choose my words carefully. Drake May is doing a lot well. And he's carrying this offense in ways that a lot of these drives they put together, they have 10 plays where it looks like they're moving the ball, they're doing well. Drake May is improvising, his accuracy is getting better and better, and then something gets fucked up. Defensively, they play decent. They have a good defensive line. The Milton Williams signing has worked. Harold Landry looks revitalized. They're getting pressure. Something gets fucked up. They're so close to being solid, I think, on both sides of the ball, but has some glaring flaws, especially on the defensive end before Christian Gonzalez gets back, that they just haven't put together a single game where I felt good about them yet.
Yeah, the completion part, and that's fair.
But I think they probably will. It stands to reason that the first year under a new head coach, first year that quarterback has played with them, so many young players around, especially on the offensive side with their starting left tackle. Trayvon Henderson hasn't gotten going yet. All these guys that are so young in their career, it stands to reason they'll start slow and probably be competent by midseason.
Yeah, I did a little bit of a projection with the Patriots.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. The only thing that they could really hang their hat on, at least defensively, is that they have one of the better, as of now, they had one of the better defensive lines and allowed the second least amount of yards on the run game. So that's something to hang their hat on.
Yeah, and they're 11th in QB pressure rate on defense. Harold Landry and Milton Williams look very good. That's been the shining point.
Milton's so good.
Milton is nice. That was a very good sign. That as much as worked. And again, Christian Gonzalez coming back.
Could you imagine the Panthers' lives if they actually got Milton?
Were they second in that race?
Well, remember the report came out that he did sign with the Panthers, and then it flipped, and the Patriots came in at the last second and had a better offer or whatever.
Man, if you had Derek Brown and Milton Williams next to each other,
that's different. That's a much different situation than what we're talking about right now.
Dude, their passing defense is so fucking beyond cooked. It's ridiculous. They're in the same breath of air as the Cowboys, the Giants.
You referring to the Panthers?
Oh, no, my bad. I was on the Patriots still.
Oh, yeah. They need Christian Gonzalez back desperately. And he maybe is coming back this week. But when we talked about their last game in week 3, we previewed it. I was like, Aaron Rodgers loves jump balls right now. That is like their go-to red zone offense is throwing it up to Darnell Washington's big ass or to DK Metcalf. And what do you know? The first touchdown of the game, he throws it up to DK Metcalf's big ass. That won't happen when Christian Gonzalez is there, presumably. So you immediately see some of these big plays. You have a guy that can plug and play and fix a lot of that by himself.
Yeah.
Not there yet.
Yeah. I play with Darnell Washington on my Madden, my player thing.
Don't jump ball?
Bro, he's a goon. I understand Aaron Rodgers. I understand it because I do the same thing, bro.
This Madden is like the jump balls are incredibly overpowered. Yeah. So he's not even like a good receiver like that, but he's gigantic. So I bet he's good at Madden.
Trust me, I'm not good at all. But I know how to spot cheese, and that is cheese.
Yeah, throw the ball up, Madden 26. You won't come down with that bitch. But okay, any other team we should poke on here? You have the Panthers at 26. I have them the next year, so we'll save that.
Ooh, okay.
Barely. Don't get excited. Just barely. And it's only because they beat the hell out of the Falcons.
Yeah.
We're going to take a quick break from the show to tell you guys about our friends over at Factor. We are now in the thick of the NFL season. And what that means for me is lots of time watching games. And I need to find ways to make that time back. And nobody makes it easier on me than Factor. Factor completely removes the guesswork out of eating by providing healthy and nutritious meals that actually taste good and are very convenient to make. After just 2 minutes in the microwave, I have a ready-made meal that'll help me stay on track of my time while staying healthy. Right now, I'm preparing a serving of their truffle butter filet mignon, and if that sounds interesting to you, there is plenty more options just like that because Factor has just doubled the size of their menu. And on top of this being Factor's biggest menu yet, is also their most healthy menu. So that means whatever diet you're on or whatever goals you have for this month, Factor will have a meal for you. So if you think you'll like Factor as much as I do, you can give it a try by going to factor75.com and using code HouseCallFB50 to get 50% off plus free breakfast for 1 year. So once again, head to factor75.com or use the link below and use code HouseCallFB50. And this offer is only valid for new Factor customers that use the promo code and have qualifying auto-renewing purchases. With that being said, we appreciate you taking this break with us. Let's get back to the power rankings. Mo, who do you have from 20 through 16?
So 20, I have the Cowboys. 19, the Bears. 18, the Steelers. 17, the Broncos. And 16, the Cardinals.
Yeah, okay. The Cowboys are getting a lot of name recognition love on this one right here because you looking like you still have Dak, you still have Pickens, and even with Javonte like running well, like okay, we could do some stuff. But man, it's about to get back because even on top of CD, like the injuries to the offensive line are going to hurt him as well.
Yeah, Booker. I forgot Booker's out too for was it 4 to 6 weeks?
Yeah, same timeline. So now you're missing him. You're missing CD. Your defense is already bad.
Yeah, maybe I projected too much of them, but I'm like I'm so confident they're going to suck for the next month. So I'm like that is probably unfair. I didn't do that with every team here.
Yeah.
But when they're already 1-2 and the only win they have is a shootout with the fucking Giants, and then you get plastered by the Bears and their defense locks you up when CD goes out, they're so utterly reliant on their star power. Their roster is just so unbalanced. It's just like when Micah left that defense, it went from bottom of the barrel to shit beneath my shoe.
Yeah.
The offense without CD, I feel like it's gonna look the same way.
Yeah, I definitely can understand that. And the star power did definitely swindle me. Again, this list is 100% dog shit. Don't listen to me. Don't come to me listening or wanting to hear any analysis. I give you a couple of stats here
It's a
and there,
vibe list, man.
but that's all I fucking got.
I like
bro.
it though.
But I will say that way of looking at it when it comes to the quality of wins, how they won and who they beat specifically versus who also like was able to run up numbers on them. The Bears hung 31 against them. The Eagles, of course, did what they did through like the major slumps that they had earlier in the season. It is very concerning to hear and find out that, oh shit, like, yeah, CD's going to be out. Their star receiver's going to be out. And then on top of that too, they're already like depleted defensively. They have nothing to hang their hat on. I'm just like holding on to the Dak Prescott star power and hoping that he can go ahead and swindle them into like a close to 500 record.
Yeah. And like defensively, like you said, they're already depleted. Donovan Izaraku is their second round pick who's supposed to like, hopefully he can be something so we don't miss Micah that much. He's bad.
Ass.
He's been bad. Granted, he's a rookie, 3 games in, who was, what's the way to phrase this? Not athletic for NFL edge rusher standard. He's a bag work type of defensive end, is not a plus athlete.
Tactician.
It's very rare for that to work, especially immediately when you have to make up for the talent, the athleticism deficiencies. It takes some time to get used to that. Man, he's not athletic. It shows. So he's not stepping in immediately, as you probably shouldn't be expected to, but he's not. Diggs hasn't looked great. You know, he's been banged up.
Well, they probably didn't expect him to when they had Micah Parsons on the roster.
Yeah.
You know, and you kind of felt like, okay, we have some time. Then you go and trade that guy, and then you know the whole match changes on
not his fault.
Also, like they're at 20. I had them in the tier below.
Yeah,
I knew that they were never gonna go above 22. The moment that flea flicker got completed, I said, if y'all can't guard that, it's over.
It's that, and it's that one go route that Rome just did Diggs. Diggs was pressing on him. He just did him. It was dirty. I was like, yeah, Diggs, man, you are not healthy, and it shows. You just got destroyed by Rome Odunze.
Yeah. One of the, I would say in this tier, easily, as a new football fan, someone who's like really getting into the weeds, the Bears are obviously the offseason winners or whatever the fuck. And I was super interested in seeing their growth compared to last year.
Yeah.
And seeing Caleb Williams. Of course, like he had a shaky game here and there, and he's had so many shaky passes as well. But the Bears as a whole, and seeing how their offense has progressed, seeing how Caleb has taken so many less sacks compared to last year. I didn't know this, but he's like fucking franchise, or he's like NFL like record holder damn near for sacks taken last year, to see how that's progressed, and specifically seeing how their pre-snap penalties progressed too compared to just 2 weeks ago or a week ago has been like super meaningful. And I will say, yes, like I this could be a team that definitely not skyrockets up in a couple weeks from now, but I could definitely see them potentially being 17, maybe even 16, as long as like what's the running back's name? Swift.
Yeah,
he likes to run into backs a lot. He doesn't go anywhere, bruh. He's definitely like holding them back. He just be running in place, like just put him on an elliptical. He's having like the same amount of production, basically what he's doing right now. But having them in 19 is very interesting. I wanted to put them higher, but I think these other teams are just more more competent as of now.
Yeah. I think, thank God, they played the Cowboys in week 3 and showed that their upward trajectory is continuing to get better and better. And they finally played a team that, I saw a tweet that someone said, who would have thought the Bears offense looks good when they play a defense that isn't intimately familiar with Ben Johnson's offense? I'm like, yeah, exactly. When they finally don't play someone who like understands him before they even see it, you see more of getting the Ben Johnson back off. And I do think that's sustainable. You could say Cowboys just make people look good and they'll fall back to earth immediately. Maybe, but I do think because we saw them get a little bit better each week, and because they didn't just beat the Cowboys, they obliterated the fucking Cowboys. I think that means they probably are a legitimately good offense. And defensively, there's new news. Jalen Johnson isn't out for the year. He might be back later in the year. So there's something to look out for. Kyler Gordon's coming back soon. Maybe that helps him. It will help him somewhat. I don't know if it saves him, but it'll help him. There's stuff for me to latch on to that I expect they'll continue to get better. So I agree. I put him in this tier as well.
So who was the Bears head coach last year?
Matt Eberflus, the defensive coordinator of the Cowboys.
Okay. Very interesting. Eberflus is a interesting last name. It's one of those last names that's going to stick out to me. Very flaccid last name. Just feels flaccid.
Flaccid?
Yeah, like it just doesn't move.
You got a
stiff.
soy boy last name?
Yeah, exactly.
Weak ass name?
Like
It's
Eberflus.
flaccid.
Eberflus?
It's a beta last name.
Yeah, he was not set up to be a successful head coach. But makes sense.
They did Hard Knocks last year because Caleb's rookie year, and Eberflus was obviously the coach.
Yeah.
And I swear half the coverage was about him losing weight and getting a new haircut and beard and how like cool he looks now. Nothing was said about his schemes. Nothing was said about his culture, his ability to elevate talent. We're like, damn, he's a DILF. That's what the whole Hard Knocks was about. We're like, look at him, he's hot now. That's probably a good thing. It wasn't a good thing. It didn't matter.
That's crazy, man.
Donovan, who is in your 20 to 16?
At 20, I have the Steelers. 19, I have the Patriots. 18, I have the Bears. 17, I have the Cardinals. 16, I have the Vikings.
So we're still projecting with the Patriots?
I told you I did a little bit of a projection because in my mind, I still cannot fathom how they lost that game.
That's crazy.
You
almost can't have. It's not sustainable to fumble 4 times.
It just doesn't process to me that they had 5 turnovers in a game and still had a drive to tie the game. Like the fact that the Steelers didn't win that game by 20 points, didn't win that game by 10 points.
Yeah,
that to me that says a lot more about the Steelers than the Patriots in that game. Because I just don't think that the Steelers are that good.
Me neither.
Offensively. So that's where they are. But the Patriots, like, okay, you did what you were supposed to do. You went on the road and you beat a bad team in Miami. And then again, last week, they played as a total game. If you just say like on a down-to-down basis, they played better football than the Steelers, but they turned the ball over. They had all of these costly turnovers. So I can see them being at the back end of, the top 20 or whatever. If I was going straight off of standings, they would probably be at like 21, whatever. In my mind, I'm just saying, you know what? Fine. You had that stupid loss. I'm going to give you some type of grace. Drake May has been good. We can move forward. Let's put it behind us and go that way. So that's why they're at 19.
I'm not mad at that. Yeah, again, but 3 weeks, we have to respect the standings, but we also have to apply some context and pay big attention to strength of schedule, types of wins, the types of losses, what we glean from a team going forward. And yeah, that's definitely a game where I can understand taking a silver lining approach to it, that this young team will clean up on that. Yeah. They're going to just give Ramondre Stevenson less carries. They're going to give Trayvon Henderson more. He does not fumble nearly as much. That is an already easy thing to clean up on. Mm-hmm. If Trayvon Henderson carried the ball every single play of that game, they probably would have won because he wouldn't have fumbled 3 times. So you can just give yourself that mental out that they are better than what they've shown.
Yeah, I will say, so they're at 19 right now. I also think that they kind of have a ceiling that they 100% have to break through, because I can see them being in this range for basically a majority of the season. Like, I don't think that they're going to have some wild progression, like slowly and up. I think that if they're going to succeed and get better, it's going to be because, okay, everything kind of clicks. And so like when Gonzalez comes back, if we can get Drake May to stop making these dumb decisions, like, and obviously that's for any young quarterback, that's what we want. But like the goal line interception that he had is like, come on, man. Like we have to be better.
Trying to scramble with the middle and escape the pocket, strip fumble, throw it away.
Yeah. You have to be better in those situations. Week 1 against the Raiders, who we're seeing now cannot survive up front, don't have a great defense. You were completely off of your game in week 1 against a team that you should have been at least on pace with, and that didn't happen. The Drake May that we saw in Miami, I would love if we could see that for the rest of the season. And so if we did see that, yeah, this team can get up and be they also fought for offseason champs with the Bears.
The difference was Storm Duck versus Jalen Ramsey. That's the difference in that. Drake May's decision making needs to get better. He's a young quarterback. Actually needs to get better, more consistent. All that's true. He needs a receiver that can get open against man coverage. Diggs, Douglas, and Booty does not move me whatsoever. Like that, it is a legitimate problem. The lack of any playmaking ability they have. Yeah. Hunter Henry is their leading target getter from last week. Shout out Hunter Henry. He should not be the basis of your passing offense. Now, Trayvon Henderson continuing to earn more of a job and being a pass catching threat at the backfield should help that. Hopefully, by the second half of the year, Kyle Williams is ready to have a role. I think he's good and a good prospect. But that's going to be a problem all year. They're never going to break out of this tier, I think, just because the offensive talent is never going to be above average.
That's fair.
Like, Pop Douglas has the most juice in their receiver room.
It's kind of
Pop Douglas is 5'9".
Oh, my God.
It's just hard for him to be a consistent go-to target when he's that small of a frame and, like, not elite at these other skills to make up for it.
Yeah.
Okay. 20, I have Bears. 19, I have the Panthers. 18, Steelers. 17, Cardinals. 16, Denver Broncos.
Okay.
Pretty chalked here. Broncos fell a good amount just because Bo Nix has played absolutely terrible and their offense is absolutely terrible. It's truly bottom of the barrel right now. It will get better, though. I do anticipate they move up a little bit. But do I anticipate they'll be as good as their ceiling in the preseason was talked about? Kind of out on that. I'm kind of no longer a big believer that the young weapons they've brought in around Bo Nix plus a assumed Bo Nix second-year leap, I'm no longer really confident that's going to make them take a next step to being like a true contender, like a lot of people wanted them to be. I kind of think they'll just be a solid wildcard team again.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense. When you have the Chiefs in your division that is just a constant mainstay, and then a team like the Chargers has taken a leap forward, yeah, that's hard. That's hard to do, right? And it's in that division, honestly, like until Mahomes leaves, it's very hard to go into any preseason saying, yeah, this other team from the AFC West is the one that's going to take this leap and be the Super Bowl contender, because you know that they have this inherent hill that you kind of have to get over. And so seeing that like they would have to do it and the Chargers would have to do it, it's like, okay,
well,
two teams are going to take the lead. Like that's still kind of
I don't
crazy.
even care about the Chiefs, to be honest. Like I think the Chiefs are going to be 1-3 after this week. After
the
Ravens.
I'm saying from like a preseason perspective, you really have to choose. Everybody had like their one team from the AFC West that they were like, they're going to be really good.
Yeah.
It's really hard to say that preseason and have multiples, you know?
But like as of like now going forward, I'm not even like viewing the Chiefs as the Broncos' biggest issue, like the presence of the Chiefs in the wild card race. I'm viewing Bo Nix and the ability to maximize Bo Nix as the biggest issue.
What would you say earlier in today's overall recap episode earlier in the week?
Oh yeah, I said if you're playing the Broncos, it's not 11-on-11, it's 12-on-10 because Bo Nix is with them.
Yeah, and like the idea of the Broncos as real contenders was based on the fact that from the start of week 1 last year through week 17, Bo Nix got significantly better. And on top of that, Sean Payton got significantly better at understanding Bo Nix and maximizing his skills. More rollouts to the right, more reading one half of the field, more utilization of his legs, more screens, less asking him to be a true read the whole field quarterback. It was a simplified college-y offense that made Bo Nix look good and made people get really excited about Bo Nix making this leap, right? And that carried over. The whole basis of this team being a contender was, okay, he got better through 16 weeks. What happens when he has a summer? What happens when you can refine his arm, refine his ability to look down the field, take off those training wheels and be more of a quarterback while still utilizing those strengths they maximized last year? Those strengths look worse. The weaknesses look worse. The ability to neutralize weaknesses looks worse. The supporting cast looks just as bad. They have the best pass protection in the NFL. Yet Bo Nix is still wobbly-footed, bad footwork, jump passing for no reason, not throwing over the middle of the field, missing deep bombs, just being bad. And I don't think he's going to stay this bad because he's currently playing amongst the worst quarterbacks in the NFL. He'll probably look closer to what he looked like in the second half of last year, where he was the 17th best starter, something good enough to make a playoff run. But I'm kind of out on the imaginary assumption that he becomes closer to top 10, top 12 because of the nature of being in a league a second year.
And that makes sense. I think that's probably where I'm at as well. And like they got the nod from me to be just slightly higher than this tier, only because for the reason that you said, it can't be this bad for the rest of the season.
They won't face Jason Minter every week and Derwin James every week.
Yeah, so like he'll be better, and so because of that, the Broncos will be better, but it's not getting much higher than
exactly.
This.
And that he'll be better, but how high? And like we look at someone like Caleb in the first week, and the physical skill set, the flash plays, everything is there that you say, I can imagine if you refine these things, the ceiling is still there. I haven't seen anything with Bo Nix that I'm necessarily like imagining being the basis of a good ceiling. I can imagine competent quarterback play like we saw last year, but I don't have much to latch onto to be like overly optimistic about he'll get better, but he'll get like 3 tiers better.
Okay. I guess so far with this sector that we're in right now, the most surprising thing is how you have the Vikings the lowest at number 16. For me, I feel differently about them in their
same.
I'm not going to say like entirely higher, but they're obviously like not in this sector for me, considering how like their defense just feels like hellacious. Comparable to the Broncos, they're like going damn near band for band with the Broncos when it comes to racing for number 1 defense.
Yeah, those are 2 of the top passing defenses in the league, 2 of the best pressure teams in the league, 2 of the top DCs in the league.
Yeah, the only reason why I had him at 16 is because the quarterback situation is very, very unknown, and we've seen 2 quarters in terms of like the guy that they want to start in JJ McCarthy being good, and the rest of that time has been pretty bad. And Carson Wentz, listen, you will always have a spot in my heart. 2017 means something to me. However, we're in 2025, and so the Bengals are playing with a backup. Like basically like 85% of NFL fans did not watch that game because it was a backup quarterback bowl, and you just look up and you're like, oh my gosh, like they got beat. You're gonna move on, right? But that game, like it's very hard for me to think that like Carson Wentz is going to be as good or as consistent as he is, and like maybe, and we can say this with really anybody, and this is kind of his whole shtick. Maybe KLC is just like that, and he can take absolutely anybody, and you can do that. However, and mind you, it was only 2 weeks, whatever. We were thinking that with JJ McCarthy, it wasn't really working out. I still have some stuff that I want to see in terms of consistency with Carson Wentz being at the helm. And so if they can figure that out, and if McCarthy comes back healthy, and we know that that's the guy, when he comes back, is he going to be able to step in and either play as well as Carson was playing or do the things that the Vikings need him to do? That's still a really big unknown. So that's the only reason why I had him at 16. But like everything else, special.
Yeah. I have them slightly higher for the same reason, that the quarterback thing is such a question mark, and I do believe in KOC. That's why I said the Vikings could win the division all summer. The defense is just so special, and like they truly dominated the Bengals. And like it's easy to say in retrospect, it's Jake Browning offense, but like the general sentiment was that the offense will be okay. Yeah. That Jake Browning's a competent quarterback. Yeah. He looked like Tim Tebow out there. It looked like a player who shouldn't be on the field because the Vikings defense is that nasty.
Yeah, because you still have to, even if it's Jake Browning, you still have to guard T. Higgins and Jamar Chase on the outside. And they shut him down.
And shout out Isaiah Rodgers winning the game.
Going back to their defense.
Miss you, champ.
They're number 1 in pressure rate.
Yep.
Number 5 in sack rate.
Yep.
Number 6 in blitz rate. And this interesting stat that I found out, they're number 3 in non-blitz pressure rate. They're just
sending 4.
Constantly applying pressure down your fucking throat.
Yep. That's what they do best. They apply pressure on the throat, and they take the throat every time. And I anticipate that leads to a lot of wins over the course of the season.
Yep.
They're winning the throat battle every time.
You set them up for that perfectly.
And shout out to the Cardinals just being the quintessential 16th and 17th best team.
Just straight mid.
Nothing to say there.
Yeah.
It sucks James Conner's out now. I don't know how it's going to affect it, but I do have Trey Benson in our fantasy league, so I hope it doesn't affect them at all. So I hope Trey Benson is the truth.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Next up, 15 through 11. At 15, I have the Jacksonville Jaguars. 14, the Vikings. 13, the Commanders. 12, the Seahawks. And 11, the Chiefs. I want to put the Seahawks so much higher, but I can't. I really love what I'm seeing from the Seahawks right now.
I like the Seahawks too.
I really
like them.
When we did our season preview, we got to this division, and like I agonized over the fact that we had to put someone at 4 because I like every team in this division, and I was like, we're gonna put the Seahawks 4 because they have the most question marks offensively. But just no, I don't feel good about this at all. I don't even anticipate them being 4 because I'm sure someone else will get injured, and like I can see them not being a disaster at all. They look even better than I hoped. Sam Darnold's good.
Yeah.
After week 1, he came up here and they lost, and there were some Seahawks fans that were like crying on Twitter about like, he's not the guy. I was like, relax. This game is not his fault. The offensive line was disgusting in week 1. They couldn't run the ball at all. Sam Darnold played fine in week 1. He's continued to play better every week. Sam Darnold's just good now. He can navigate the pocket well. They do a lot of these like play action bootlegs to the left where he's running opposite his natural throwing motion. He throws dots right into his left. He has good accuracy, good mobility, can read the field good. You imply that with a good offensive coordinator, a talented running back, JSN, who is a true elite wide receiver now, I think. He's taken that leap, proved he can be a wide receiver 1. I don't have a lot of issues with the Kubiak offense there. Like, it went as good as I could hope for as somebody who liked Kubiak before the season.
Yeah.
And defensively, we know they're incredibly talented. This is just a legit good team.
Yeah, I was wrong about Darnold. Like, the whole reason why I put the Seahawks and why we all put them was because they, on paper, had the worst quarterback in the division. And so that's not necessarily the case.
And you know what else, too? Like, I think Clint Kubiak is just that level of offensive coordinator that if we said, shout out Sam Darnold, some of this is KOC effect, I think some of this might be Clint Kubiak effect. He's like that as well. And that's not to take away from anybody, not to take away from Darnold. If he goes from elite offensive coordinator to elite offensive coordinator, and now we know that the second one is actually elite, there's been no downside, and I don't anticipate that coming.
Yeah, that's fair.
But the offensive line is a problem, though. Their offensive line is still not good.
But their defense is so good.
Yeah.
Their defense is great. I do like the Seahawks a lot.
Shout out Leonard Williams. He's just amazing. I love watching Leonard Williams, one of the best interior defensive linemen in the league. Shout out, I don't know how you pronounce it. It's Jobe. I don't know if it's Joby or Job, a cornerback that has been a surprise to me. He's played really great in Witherspoon's absence. They just have a lot of talent on defense that is going as good as you could hope for.
Yeah.
All right. So we got
Okay. Shout out to
Commanders
the
at
Seahawks,
13.
man.
Okay.
I don't know how to rank the Commanders right now because they lost Jaden Daniels for a game and Marcus Mariota came out and beat the shit out of the goddamn Raiders.
Shout out to y'all.
Yeah. I don't know what to take away from that. I put them at 13 out of respect.
Yeah.
Just because they're still obviously a good team. I'm worried that they don't have the weapons to move me as a real contender.
Dude, especially considering Terry McLaurin's going to be out for a decent amount of time as well.
At least this week. Yeah, at least this week. Jaden Daniels might play this week. Still might not. He's not practicing yet. I don't know what to take away from the Commanders. This is my most ignorant team right now. I do not have a good feel for them whatsoever. So I said 13. Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Above the Vikings and Jags, so I have big question marks. Below the teams that I feel a little bit more sure of.
Okay.
That's fair.
Very
Chiefs
fair.
outside the top 10.
Feels crazy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they're fucking 1-2. They just beat the Giants. That's it.
Yeah.
We talk about it.
But again, obviously, I think they'll get better as time goes on. They're not going to finish this low. But through 3 weeks, kind of hard to argue them above the teams that are 3-0 right now.
Yeah.
If you're 3-0, you had to be top 10 to me. I didn't put any of the 3-0 teams below number 10. Spoiler, the 49ers are there as the worst team there without Bosa. And that's kind of that was a line, is the Chiefs are right below the teams that are good right now.
Yeah. Okay, so at 15, I got the Jags. 14, I got the Chiefs. Ouch. 13, Commanders. 12, I got the Seahawks. And 11, 49ers. So right now, I think when it comes to the Chiefs, they have a decent passing defense. They have a decent or whatever run defense or whatever. They just don't feel like they have much to hang their hat on, other than we arguably have the best quarterback that we've seen over the last.
They're 8th in offensive VPA right now. Somehow they are the 8th most efficient offense.
That doesn't make sense.
It does make sense though, because they have Patrick Mahomes deployed to their organization. That's all they have going for them.
I think right now, for the state of this team, with the state that this team is in currently, I genuinely believe they're the 14th best team in the NFL as we speak. But as time goes on, if they make a couple trades when it comes to figuring out who is going to be their true running back, I don't think they're going to finish out with this core, just like how you said a couple episodes ago. They're going to make some type of trade. I think as Worthy gets healthy, as their new random wide receiver one currently as we speak, Thornton, what's his last name?
No, it's Thornton. Tyquan Thornton.
Tyquan Thornton, yes. I think he's very good. And I think as soon as their other guys come back, they're going to be similar. They're going to feel like more of an explosive offense.
Yeah.
And he's going to have real weapons around him he can actually cook with. And genuinely, I see this team making a crazy run mid to later in the back half of the season. Just right now, they're in complete despair.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. There's something baked into our minds that we have to give them credit because we know Worthy and Rice are coming back. And they're so down bad right now in a way that they've been down bad before with the lack of weapons, the lack of blocking, the lack of run game. All of that is worse than it's ever been. This is truly the worst run game Patrick Mahomes has ever had. He is the rushing threat. He's had shit receivers for 3 years. This is the shittest the receivers have been. It's truly terrible right now. Kelsey is a year older. Tyquan Thornton is solid deep threat, not a go-to guy early. Shout out Hollywood Brown. He's Hollywood Brown after several leg injuries. He's not quite as explosive as he once was. It's so horrible that 14 isn't crazy, but we do know they're going to get those two guys back. And if you removed the top 2 targets from other teams that don't have the strongest targets, you got the Seahawks and you took away JSN, who I guess we can compare to Rashee Rice, and then I guess fucking Cooper Kupp, or Kenneth Walker, who can compare to Worthy in whatever weird way you want to talk about it.
Yeah.
The 2 best offensive players. They also would struggle offensively, and it would also feel gross. So I'm not holding that against them too much in terms of keeping in mind this isn't the finalized team. But just off these 3 weeks, 14 is not ridiculous.
Yeah.
Feels low.
Shout out the Jags, who have somehow a top 5 defense right now.
Yeah. exactly. If that's one thing that they can for sure like hang their hat on.
No, it's because they played Bryce Young, Jake Browning, CJ Stroud. But you know, that's not sustainable.
How far he's fallen.
Yeah. And I say CJ Stroud, obviously, the terrible team around him.
Yeah.
The Jags have impressed me defensively. Their defensive line is as good as we could hope it could be with that 2 edge rusher duo. Jordan Lewis has been playing some of the best nickel play I've seen in the league this year. They have so far had a great defense. Again, inflated by the talent they played, and they got the disaster class from Bryce Young, beat the shit out of the Texans.
But you still produce.
You also forced Bryce Young into that disaster class. He wasn't defending himself, so I'll still give them credit. That's why they're 15 for me. Is I do think the defense has been legitimately good, as well as Liam Cohen coming in and revitalizing the run game. The passing game has to get better because eventually Brian Thomas will get over the yips and they'll find a way to catch a ball from Trevor Lawrence, who currently has the most drops from his receivers in the league. I don't think Lawrence has been that bad. Overall, I think this team is in a trend upwards, and 15 feels about right.
Okay.
What do you got, Donovan?
At 15, I have the Broncos. 14, I have the Jags. 13, I have Seattle. 12, 13, I have the Seahawks. 12, I have the Commanders. At 11, I have the Colts.
Okay, so you give the Chiefs a little more credit just because of the Chiefs?
Yeah. And
fair enough.
Damn, you said fuck you to the Colts, man.
I think but even with the Colts, I actually don't have. Okay, there's like an inherent question about Daniel Jones just because we saw him be so bad, and so it's kind of this thing where we went through last year was like, okay, how long can Sam Darnold keep it up? Same thing with Daniel Jones. Yeah. It's honestly not even like that. I think I'm starting to come around a little bit more to the idea that people can be, I guess, bad in previous situations, and if they are with special OCs, then we can see them be decent, right? And the things
good,
that,
even not even just decent,
you know,
good.
And like the priors that we have about a lot of these players and a lot of these quarterbacks who have been around for a while, it's okay to kind of put that to the side for a second, especially when they're hooping. I just think that like for this Colts team, this next week for me will be massive because they play the Rams this week, and so this is going to be the first time where the first week you play the Dolphins, who I think suck. The second week you play the Broncos at home. First decent team, probably should have lost that if it wasn't for like the weird call, but you know, you get the win, fine. And then this other team, you play the Titans. So 2 of your wins and 2 of the situations that you have that you've played against have come against teams at the bottom of the barrel, in my opinion. The place that I will give them credit, and if Colts fans get upset because I have them outside the top 10, is because they have done what you want good teams to do, which is, hey, when you play bad teams, throttle them. Yeah. And they've throttled bad teams. So I do want to give them credit for that. I want to see it just a little bit longer, and then I can go top 10. But like they're right on the edge for me though.
It's not crazy to still have some question marks. 3 weeks is not a large sample size, and like you said, 2 bad teams. It's not crazy to be questioning them. I think on watching the games, it looks like a sustainable offense. Nothing about it is fluky to me. It's not just exposing bad corners and exposing bad run defenses and having those games that like you can look at and say 99% of teams have players that are way better than that and want to allow you to run duo all game, run down our throats. I don't think it's that. I think it's, we talked about it in the past several weeks. It's all very sustainable maximizing of Daniel Jones' strengths as a short area passer. He's getting the ball out quick, throwing quick reads, not allowing him to get in the situations where you get to 3rd and long and he has to read the middle of the field, throw deep, where he's fucking terrible throughout his whole career. They just are rarely getting in those spots because Jonathan Taylor is the best running back in the goddamn NFL right now because Shane Steichen knows what reads that Daniel Jones can make, has asked him to do those reads. Every single weapon they have out there, Pittman, Downs, Warren, Alec Pierce, they've been good separators that allow you to have those quick outlets to short passes along the sidelines because they're always open against their matchups, especially Tyron Warren, who's a walking matchup nightmare against linebackers.
Yes.
They just have everything in place to get the most of Daniel Jones. Exactly as you said. There's so many quarterbacks that you could look at and you probably view them as a good quarterback, but if they're drafted somewhere else with a coach that understands them a little bit less bad, they would never been there. If Brock Purdy got drafted to a random team, if he was a Commanders player and didn't have Shanahan to maximize his skills, probably wouldn't be where he is now. Maybe that's Daniel Jones now. Same thing with Sam Darnold. They found guys that can maximize them while getting better at their weaknesses as well. Daniel Jones has been cooler under pressure than he has in the past. I guess he's the next guy in line. I guess he's the guy we all have to say we're wrong about.
Yeah, and so if that's the case, then okay, that's the case, and I'm wrong, and I'm not going to be upset about it. But yeah, so that's just the line right there. Jags, Broncos for the same reason that we talked about. Bo Nix is just playing just awful, so they're right there. And then
it's been so bad.
And then I put the Commanders over the Seahawks because I actually did think that it was very impressive that you can be down Jaden Daniels and still just destroy a team with your backup quarterback. Yeah. And that means a lot. And then once Jaden is healthy, you do have the edge at quarterback in Jaden Daniels over Sam Darnold. So that's why I put him at 12 over Seattle. But Seattle's good, man.
You know what I just realized? You know how damning it is for New York Giants fans to go ahead and like go through same issues, super frustrating weeks, and like be this bad offensively, and then see Daniel Jones hooping his ass off, like being the comeback player of the year so far, just 3 weeks into the NFL season. You got I watched some Malik Neighbors interview just yesterday, and he talked about how like quarterback wasn't the issue last year. We got other issues deeper than that. And he was like, and it's like the typical classic wide receiver diva mode or whatever. He had his leather jacket, sunglasses on and all that. And I'm just like, bro, to see how well he's playing would hurt my soul if I'm a Giants fan.
Yeah, a little bit, but also he was really, like, again, we are not exaggerating. This isn't a situation where Daniel Jones was secretly good this whole time and everybody was just too mean and didn't see it.
Yeah.
He was horrible. He was horrible the past couple of years. He had that one really good year, and I think it was 2022, 2023, where they did a lot of the same stuff with the short throws, getting the ball out of his hands really fast, spamming stick every play, using his legs. After that, it was a couple truly piss years. So if I'm a Giants fan, I'm saying shout out Shane Steichen. He's the guy. Yeah. We don't have Shane Steichen. We weren't going to get this out of him. So salute. We'll look at Jackson Dart. Hope he can be better.
Damn, man.
Because some guys aren't going to be good for certain coaches. And that was clearly there's no ceiling here with Daniel Jones.
It is true.
But okay, on to the top 10. Donovan, who is your 10 through 6?
At 10, I have the Kansas City Chiefs. Have to have them in the top 10. Niners at number 9. Rams at 8. Bucks at 7. Ravens at 6.
Ravens at 6 feels crazy, but that's where we are. Fresh off of losing to the Lions in another late game. Not collapsed, but just lost in the late game. Didn't come clutch. They didn't seize the game. Mm-hmm. It wasn't like a crazy blunder like it was in week 1. They just lost to another good team in a game that came down to the end. Another Derrick Henry fumble. I will say I'm not panic mode about the Ravens, but they're no longer my Super Bowl favorite. Just because that defense just isn't elite.
Yeah.
The whole hope I had and why I put them 1 in our preseason rankings is because I thought that secondary could be special. Bringing in Mike Green, hopefully he could do something as a rookie. Next, Madubuike can have a good pass rush. You have Roquan Smith in the middle. There was the skeleton there to be a really, really good defense and make them one of the better two-way teams because we know their offense is going to be unguardable. Roquan Smith is getting picked on. That man has been horrible. It feels like the Roquan Smith fall-off might be here. Don't overreact to a slow start like he had last year too. He could still get better. But he's been an issue in the middle of the field. They're running at him every play, targeting him. It's been a weakness. The secondary isn't as dominant as I hoped it could be. The cornerback play hasn't been amazing. And Madubuike has been hurt. And Mike Green got dominated by Penei Sewell, which is to be expected. But the defense just doesn't have that top-end ceiling, I think, that I once thought.
You know what I like to call what they've been doing to Roquan Smith? Get this quote over from TD3. Whoever offense, whoever he's on, whoever he's looking at, go towards him.
Facts. They were running at him nonstop. And again, he was getting picked on by an elite offensive line, great run blockers on the line. So I guess it's not crazy that Penei Sewell moves you off your spot over and over again. It's Penei Sewell. But it also looked pretty easy. The Lions had so many rushing yards, so many times running straight up the middle, just spamming duo all game, moving to the second level, knowing he will not make the right read. He will not attack the blocker and shed him and stop us. It's a real issue.
Yeah, and so I think, for Baltimore, they have so much going against them because coming into the season, the only thing that you could really point out is the fact that, hey, in these big moments, you haven't necessarily gotten it done. And you've had 2 of those moments already this year in terms of being up big against the Bills in week 1 and letting that go and letting the Bills score 40 on you. And then in this game, having the Lions score 38 on you and running down your throat every single play. And so to be this team and to be dominated in the trenches the way that they were on Monday night was wild.
I guess notification I just got. Nnamdi Madubuike rolled out for week 4. So your best pass rusher is not going to be there once again against the Kansas City Chiefs.
Damn.
So, and again, one of the Ravens, and or the Chiefs is going to be 1-3.
Yeah.
Right, because they obviously played this week. If the Ravens go to 1-3, it's, in my opinion, it's much scarier than the Chiefs going 1-3, just because you know that reinforcements are on the way for Kansas City. You know that you're getting Worthy back. You know that Rice is coming back, and so there is going to be some type of injection of talent. If the Ravens go 1-3 and Madubuike continues to be hurt, and they look kind of similar in, these two teams have been able to run all over you. Granted, two of the best rushing teams in the league.
I was going to say,
yeah,
it's also a strength of schedule thing. That's the positive regression is they won't face the Bills and Lions every time.
There is that. However, Jared Goff was not sacked once, and like that's a problem. That is a very clear problem. So there's that. In week 1, you had this crazy collapse, and so I am a little bit worried about Baltimore, because for them, they are in this like Super Bowl or bust type of mentality. Yeah. Best team over the last 5 years to not win a Super Bowl. Okay, it's time to go get it done, especially when the only team that you have not been able to beat is as down as they've ever been. And it's again another slow start for them and their defense. So I am worried about them, but they are extremely talented. Lamar's playing at an all-time level right now, so you give them credit. But yeah, they're not in my top 5.
Yeah, I'm not worried per se, because like they go 1-3. Like they're still gonna make the playoffs. They're still probably gonna win that division, and like they'll still be in the position to be a great team come playoff time. Mm-hmm. So I'm not worried necessarily, but I'm also just like not gonna make them my Super Bowl favorites or anything. Mm-hmm. You know, like I'm just not gonna view them as the team to beat. Like I was hoping they could be preseason. That's not in the cards. But overall, in terms of like being worried, like whatever, I don't know what that means for them. I think they'll just be another high-end contender like they are every year. We'll see if the chips fall their way in the playoffs. But I'm not going to pick them over the Bills or maybe over a full-strength Chiefs.
Damn. I think that's worrisome.
Sure, but like that's just where they were before last year. And like I'm not worried about a 14-win team or whatever it'll be that like it punches chance of winning like everybody else does. I just know, like I said, I'm just no longer going to say you are the favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think for them, and I'm not super worried. It's extremely frustrating to see.
That's the better word for me.
To see Derrick Henry have these struggles, because I'm 100% not worried about him, and obviously like Lamar and all this other stuff. But like that was a moment where you could have had a big win at home. You could have kind of put some of this other stuff, because even the game against, like we talked about earlier, against Cleveland, you had an explosion of points before a big part of that game. It was much closer than what you wanted it to be. And so seeing the Ravens put together 60 minutes of a good game against a team like Detroit, who is also still trying to figure themselves out, which I guess they've just figured themselves out, right? Like they know who they are, they know what they want to do, and they're back to normal. But the Ravens, they do feel like there is another hump for them to go to get right back into their groove. And so they're, again, on the outside looking in.
I will say, similar, I just found this out. They started out last season slow as hell too.
Yep.
They
0-2.
Yeah, exactly. They went ahead and they beat the Jets last year, lost to the Dolphins, and then they went ahead and lost to the Bills, and then they lost to the New York Giants throughout the first couple games of the regular season last year.
They did have that weird Giants game.
Yeah. So maybe it's not like, maybe we shouldn't ring the bells too hard, but I will say, like, how ass their defense is, they were ass for entirely different reasons this year.
Yeah, last year was the secondary was a disaster. They had to move Kyle Hamilton to high safety because they were just getting big play after big play. Mm-hmm. This year, the run defense is getting diced up, no pass rush. So, yeah, they're struggling for different reasons. But again, I'm not saying they lost to the Lions, who are an amazing team, and they lost in a close game, and they lost in a ridiculous fourth quarter meltdown to the Bills that, as you know, we focus on that being embarrassing and them not having ice in their veins and all this stuff. That's also not like a repeatable issue. You know, like they had a weird meltdown to the Bills. That type of stuff isn't necessarily. Well, I guess maybe some people disagree and think John Harbaugh's just a joker. Sure,
for them, it's
sure. Like, but week over week, that's not. I know it feels that way because the big moments has happened multiple times. But overall, in the past 5 years, they've played 75 games. 3 of them have been crazy meltdowns, and that's a lot in big moments. So it feels like that in our head. Mm-hmm. Most weeks they won't fold in the fourth quarter. So I just say it to say, from these 3 weeks that feel bottom of the barrel for them, it's not that, all things considered, it's good, not that bad of losses, considering the talent level they're playing against.
That's fair. And I mean, a lot of people talked about it after week 1 in terms of like over the last 20 years or whatever, like whatever sample size, whatever the line of demarcation for having X amount of points of a lead or whatever in terms of blowing those leads. The Ravens, for what it's worth, even if it may not be a lot, they've done it more than anybody else.
More than most people, for sure. For sure.
So even the top teams, everybody kind of understands. Okay, yeah, you'll have a weird loss like this every once in a while. Twice a year, we're coming up here saying like, hey, the Ravens are blowing this really weird game where like they're losing a week 2 game last year to the Raiders, and something just always seems to be going wrong. And so when you look at them, and then even in the Lions game, you have a really weird like that goal line stop that they had or that the Lions had where they ran it 3 straight times with Derrick Henry. They like not being able to convert there and not being able to really come back. There's just a couple moments where you look at them and say, okay, the process could be a little bit better. But
I think there's some holes in our offensive line right now. Like Ravens fans will be the first one to tell you all preseason that Falele is a massive liability on the offensive line. Has been that. Their offensive line is not necessarily as strong as it's been in the past. Don't think it'll be some crippling thing. They have Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. The offense will be fine. But, there's more question marks to answer for than we hoped they'd have in the preseason.
Yeah.
Next up, I have 49ers 10, Buccaneers 9, Colts 8, 7 Rams, 6 Ravens.
Okay.
The Colts are just amazing right now. The Colts are just the best offense in the league.
Nice.
Yeah. They are just a fucking fire hydrant of points. It's just insane. They are just ridiculously impossible to stop. I don't think the defense will hold up as being like really good versus good teams, like really at all. I'm not thinking they're going to stay like elite contender or anything. Yeah. But the 3 weeks, like they deserve the credit. Like they have been flawless offensively.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Seeing how just dominant they are on all ends, I think something's going to eventually give, and more likely than not I agree with you, it's going to be their defense, just considering how they're like roughly, by all metrics that I checked out, they're like a top 7 or 8 defense. But then also you have to consider who the fuck they've been playing.
Exactly.
And that just really doesn't mean much. But seeing what they've been doing offensively, to me, it feels like they're going to remain to be one of the better offenses in the league, and which will carry them through all types of hellacious type of habitats that they'll be in throughout the entire course of the season. Seeing how Jonathan Taylor he was already good. He was already a top 5 or 6 running back last year.
Oh yeah.
To seeing how like, again, I don't know, maybe the teams that they're facing is like it means a lot more than I'm thinking it is. But as of now, for the first 3 weeks, they definitely belong top 10, number 8. I think I had them around the same range as well.
Yeah.
So.
And right now they're 3rd in EPA against the pass as a defense. I don't anticipate that because they're not going to play the goddamn Titans over and over again. They're not going to play goddamn Tua throwing all these picks over and over again. So, yeah, I agree. And Bo Nix deserves to be in that conversation their second game.
Yeah.
Like that won't happen every week. And Daniel Jones won't be perfect every week. At some point, there will be hiccups. He will be a quarterback that's good for the course of the season, I think, but he's not going to be playing at an MVP level all year. I assume. You never know at this rate. So there will be some normalization that comes. I think they probably end the season at like 12 or whatever, a respectable division winner, or maybe even 10, whatever it may be. I think they'll win the division. They'll be a respectable playoff team that, way higher regards than we thought they'd be preseason. I don't think this is sustainable because they're literally like a top 2 or 3 team in the league right now.
Yeah.
That's just like, by nature of law of averages, hard to imagine unless they just truly got superstar Daniel Jones that stays all year, which I won't write off. You never know, but I will assume it won't happen. But for now, number 8 is deserved.
Okay. So at number 10, I have the Vikings. Number 9, the Rams. 8, the Ravens. 7, Colts. And at number 6, I have the Bucks.
Okay, Ravens at 8. Yeah, I mean they're 1-2, so it's not crazy at all. They do have more losses than wins. There's no other team in sniffing top 10 that's 1-2.
Yeah, you have the Rams the lowest out of the 3 of us. Why the hate? I'm saying hate in the.
Why do you hate Puka Nacua?
Yeah,
no, dude, their receiver core.
Why do you hate Kyron Williams?
Their receiver core.
Why do you hate Devontae Adams?
Amazing. I love.
What do you have against Taco Bell?
I just don't. They use horse meat.
Oh,
real study.
Fair.
I love their chalupas. I love everything.
Did real study? They did not use horse meat. Just saying words.
I'm just talking. But no, I don't have anything about the Rams necessarily at all. Like this is just more so. about like every other team. I see the Bucks have ice in their veins. The Colts, I have to respect them. The Ravens are the number one offense, and there's like I believe there's a pretty good gap behind that too. Although they have the worst defense, and the Rams are the Rams. Like they're cool. They're a great team. How they blew the lead and how their head coach made questionable decisions towards the second half of that game versus the Eagles hurt. They would have definitely skyrocketed on this list if they were able to beat the Eagles. But then again, it's a rare play that happens. So maybe I do have them a little bit too low.
Yeah, I went the other way. I said they're one blocked field goal, which does not happen that often, away from being 3-0 and beating the Eagles. So yeah, I think they're very legit. I do think they are, among this group, one of the more flawed teams, but also have some of the most ridiculous strengths. Like their defensive line and their passing, really offense in general, with Sean McVay, a solid, reliable running back in Kyren Williams, and elite weapons, that will carry them to lots and lots of wins. Notice I didn't say offensive line. I didn't say linebackers. I didn't say secondary. I didn't say safeties. I didn't say corners. Everything else around those strengths is kind of iffy, from bad to average amongst all those different position groups. But the strengths of this team will carry them so far.
Yeah, they will. But I also agree with you, though, just because you were up 26-7 on a team that was absolutely lifeless offensively. Yeah. And obviously, like if the Eagles came out and they had a regular NFL offense, like they can score with anybody. But to be in that position and then not score for the rest of the game, there's something that you could look at and be like, damn, like that's kind of weird. And obviously, even in week 1, you're going up against a great defense in Houston, 14 points in that game too. So you have had some moments where you could look at their offense and say, hey, we kind of want a little bit more here. So I can understand 9. And then even with the secondary issues, you have an aging quarterback, and then your offensive line is a problem. It makes sense where you can get to the Rams at 9. I just do think that their strength, and like at the beginning of the season, we all were saying the Cowboys are going to be, better than people think, just because offensively they're going to be able to put people in so many issues.
And they had Michael Parsons on the defensive line.
because you have Parsons, and because you have CD and George Pickens. You have Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams. Like, there's almost nobody in the league who can consistently cover that.
Oh, I think Puka's earned his right to be referred to as the third best receiver in the league, like clearly. Wow. In the same way Jefferson and Chase are 1 and 2, I think Puka's clearly 3. Like, sorry, CD, sorry, Nico, sorry, AJ Brown, sorry, whoever else you want to throw in that conversation. Maybe Amon-Ra maybe doesn't deserve to be in that. Maybe he's also in contention. He's been pretty amazing. Yeah. But I think Puka is just so unique, so reliable, so just unguardable amongst so many different ways that utilize him over the middle of the field, in motion, as basically a tight end. He can still win downfield along the sidelines. Like, he's been Offensive Player of the Year level weapon this year.
I'm with you. I think in terms of being tier 1, obviously you know how I feel about AJ, but like he's like, you saying that, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh my gosh, like that's a terrible. Puka is, it's just disgusting how versatile.
He's insane.
How many different ways that they can use him, and the different looks that they can do, and then now that you have Devontae Adams on the other side of him to still do, just regular classic wide receiver stuff of like, let's line up and see if you can guard me. You can't.
Yeah, I'm gonna run this dig. I'm gonna run the dig, and I'm still gonna get open.
Yeah, like the fact that you have him opposite side of Puka, who can do stuff on the outside, who allows them to do all the stuff like you said, be a pseudo tight end, have the fake inserts, all that. Like, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's everything we hoped it could be. The fact that I can have Puka motioning, running through the middle of the line, running a drag that's putting this cover 2 hook curl in conflict, and behind him is a Devontae Adams dig he has to worry about. How the fuck do you defend that? Like, that is an insane headache that is proven to be a headache against every defense they've gone against.
You got it. You have to get pressure on Matthew Stafford. That's the only thing.
And shut down the run, which is not easy to do against Sean McVay.
Yeah. So. But okay, and then the Niners. Shout out to them, because they are 3-0, and two of those games have been won by Mac Jones.
Yep.
And
that's crazy.
Every year, as long as Shanahan is their coach, as long as they have one of their as long as they have one of their weapons, they're gonna figure out a way to have a competent offense. And this defense, even though that Nick Bosa did tear his ACL, and I think that's why they moved down to 9, because I actually was going to have them at 8 over the Rams, and so the injury kind of hurts. But
I think not even kind of hurts. I think the Nick Bosa injury like ruins them kind of.
Yeah, I agree. That's why I put him at number 11 for me.
Yeah, I think I didn't put that. I kind of like forgot to move them based off that. I think they're fucked a little bit defensively, just because their defensive structure right now is so like not stars and scrubs, but like stars, linchpin. You have Fred Warner, you have Nick Bosa, and we brought in cheaper, younger guys we can fill around that. Like shout out D Winters has been a great job replacing Dre Greenlaw. They have these other guys in place that are like very good complements to, like I said, the bedrock of Nick Bosa and Fred Warner. Without that, I just struggle to imagine the talent is good enough for them to like make a real push towards the playoffs.
Yeah, I want to see what it looks like in the next couple weeks as people I guess get used to their new roles. But I was really high on them coming into the season just because I thought that like Robert Saleh is, if he's not the head coach of the cursed franchise that is the Jets, he's damn good at his job. Like he's awesome, and the vibes are just so high over there, and everybody has like complete buy-in, and he does such a great job that I trust him to get everybody on the same page. Do I think that they're going to be like a top 5 defense without Nick Bosa? Obviously not, but like can they be good enough whenever Brock Purdy gets back, whenever we see kind of mid-season CMC, whenever George Kittle gets back? Because right now, like the defense has been carrying for the first 3 weeks, and so I think that they can get to a point where everything evens out. So I do like them, and I think that they are still a dangerous team if they get into the playoffs and do all these things.
Yeah, at some point this season they're gonna have on the field at the same time Brandon Ayuk, Ricky Pearsall, George Kittle, CMC, Juwan Jennings. Like they will have weapons at some point after week 6 when Brandon Ayuk comes back. Hopefully that can like make them be an elite offense again and not just like frisky, and that can make up for the fact that their defensive ceiling is kind of gone overnight.
Yeah,
but yeah, I just struggled when I say I don't see it anymore with them. I kind of mean like as like a real Super Bowl contender or like making a deep run in the playoffs. I just feel like without your stars, it's kind of hard to imagine, especially when the offensive guys are injury prone. So like that's not the most reliable presence, especially when half of them are already fucking hurt. We'll see what it looks like if and when they're all healthy at the same time. But I don't know, to be this injured this early, it's like,
dude, their injury list seems like insane.
It is. They're cursed, bro.
Yeah.
But okay. Shout out to Buccaneers. Like you said, ice in their veins. Shout out to Vikings sneaking on for you. It's time for the top 5. Let's just reveal all of our top 5s at once. At 5, I have the Chargers. 4, I have the Lions. 3, I have the Packers. 2, I have the Bills. 1, I have the Eagles.
Okay. At 5, I have the Chargers. 4, I have the Packers. 3, I have the Lions. 2, I have the Bills. 1, I have the Eagles.
At 5, I have the Packers. 4, Lions. 3, Chargers. 2, Eagles. And number 1, I have the Bills.
Interesting. Okay, so how are the Lions over the Packers for y'all when the Packers are the ones that sent the Lions into their 1-week identity crisis?
And this was the hardest part to defend for me, because I do like head to head a lot, especially like at the top.
I don't. So let me say that. I'm saying that like half-heartedly. I don't really give a fuck about head to head.
I like head to head, especially like when you're in the same division, you have to play again, and like, you know that you have to go through this other team. I just think that at this point, now that the Lions have very much stabilized themselves.
Yes.
And in the last 2 weeks, they have scored 90 points.
Jesus.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I know that they are going to be okay. I know that Aiden Hutchinson is awesome. Their defense is still their defense is still fantastic. And I know I feel like I have a known commodity at quarterback with Jared Goff.
For sure.
And I know the ceiling of this team, which is we can get to the Super Bowl with Jared Goff playing quarterback.
Yeah.
I'm a very big fan of Jordan Love. Right now, I would like to see a little bit more consistency out of him before I go and say that the Packers are better than the Lions moving forward. And that's kind of the thing, because if the Lions are who they are and they can run the ball and you can keep Jared Goff from not being sacked at all, they're putting up 52 points. They're putting up 38 points on the road on a Monday night. Like they can do all of these
That last part is the key part there. If you can keep Jared Goff from not being sacked at all. The one time they played an elite defense, an elite defensive line, he got sacked a good amount. The next 2 weeks they play dog shit defensive lines. He looks fantastic with no pressure on him. So I will say keep that in mind, that we're seeing the Lions have zero resistance against the terrible Bears defensive line and the Madubuike less terrible Ravens defensive line.
Yeah.
So that was kind of best case scenario for a quarterback that is like, if Jared Goff isn't pressured, he's perfect. if he doesn't have to move his legs and doesn't have to run and like create it all, if he's able to stand in the pocket and deliver, he's perfect. He's not going to make a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
So I will say I do think we'll see more weeks as the year goes on where teams that have a Micah Parsons, teams that have these elite rushers can get the Lions a little bit of trouble.
This next week, it's going to be so interesting.
Yeah.
They play at home. They play the Browns. And so the Browns just went and locked down Green Bay. I would love to see Myles Garrett going up against this Lions offensive line. This is great.
That's gonna be fun.
Yeah,
I do think the Lions are a little more well equipped as a passing team to take advantage of the Browns defense. They won't get as destroyed as the Packers did, especially because their line isn't healthy. The Packers, that is. So yeah, I think they'll do a better job against the Browns defense than the Packers did, which hard not to when you score 10 points.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I struggle with that one. I just think the Packers defense is so insane.
That's fair.
The one question is like, is the Packers weapons ready in the same way the Lions are? Like having Amon-Ra, those two running backs, J-Mo, like that's a substantial plus over what the Packers got.
Yeah, I agree. I view these teams damn near like the same. We saw them head to head. That means a lot, but also doesn't mean too much for me so far throughout the first 3 weeks of the year. The Lions look like a completely different team. You're right when it comes to like how much Jared Goff tends to struggle when pressure's applied and he's asked to like run a little bit, which is like not necessarily his strong suit. And so
nice way to put it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm starting to catch on to the narrative and I see how like there's a specific play. I don't know if it was during the third or fourth quarter of that Ravens game, but he was trying to scramble or he had an opportunity to scramble and pick up like 5 yards specifically. It was on a third down and he decided to throw that bitch to the ground. He was like, fuck that, bro. I'm like, yo, what's up, bro? Like he wasn't even close to you. But I see that hindrance. But for now, like I think they've earned number 4 because how they've been able to bounce back is extremely loud.
Yeah, and they've been one of the best blitzing teams in the NFL. They're fourth in blitz rate, and they run a lot of man coverage like they did last year underneath Aaron Glenn, and they're pretty good at it. Terrion Arnold, I think, looks pretty good. We know they have the insane safety duo of Brian Branch and Kirby Joseph. They are a talented team that has schemes in place by a madman defensive coordinator that replaced Aaron Glenn. He's fucking insane. I'd run through a wall for him if I was a member of this team. So I do think the Lions defense will also be good in the way the Packers is. And you could very easily argue that the Lions defense will clear Lions offense will clear the Packers offense.
Yeah.
So if you want to say the defensive gap is a little bit closer than people think and the offensive gap is huge, I can understand it. But I do think I don't want to overreact to the Packers losing a like predictable trap game.
Yeah, and that's fair. I don't
and I shouldn't say predictable. That's the wrong word because like no one else predicted it. So not to say I saw the Browns beating the Packers or anything. But when you look back in hindsight, it's like, okay, this happens every year to good teams.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the Lions though, so much of what we thought about in the offseason was about Ben Johnson leaving. Is this team going to be the same? Are they going to have their identity? And not only did they were they able to run the ball for over 200 yards, they're like, hey, we're still going to go for it on every fourth down. We're going to pull out these cool trick plays that you've never seen before. We're going to pull out, these double options. Everything that has been a Lions staple and is like the fabric of who they are, that's all still there. And
dude, that double fullback I formation they're running is insane. What the fuck is that?
Is awesome.
It's crazy.
And so if you still have all of that, and as we've seen, and again, we'll see it for the rest of the season and see how that interior offensive line and see if these last 2 weeks are more indicative of who they are rather than week 1 when everybody was just kind of, getting used to their new position. But if the Lions are who they are, then they are one of, the 5 best teams in the league. They are one of the teams that are contending for the Super Bowl. One of these teams that we look up and say, hey, they were the 1 seed, won 15 games last year, could have been in the NFC Championship game if they didn't lose 13 starters on defense. Like they could be this team. And so I think that right now it looks like they are back to the same old Detroit Lions.
For sure.
So that's why I'm giving them credit for that.
And I need you people to stop doubting Dan Campbell. There was so much hoopla about the coordinator thing, which wasn't insane or anything. Like it is a thing to lose good coordinators. That's hard for teams to come back from. We've seen Dan Campbell do it before. He is the linchpin of this team, not the coordinators. He's not some coordinator merchant. He never was. It never should have been such a certainty to people that they were going to fall off because of the coordinators.
Yeah. And so Chargers, you are very high on the Chargers. You have them at 3. We have them at 5.
Yes.
What do you see?
I do. Their offense is amazing. Justin Herbert, man.
He sees fucking buckets. What do you see?
God, dude, Justin Herbert is just having a great season so far. He looks like, again, one of the best. I'm not going to say
We're gonna
the
turn him
best
into
or
a
second
Herbert
best,
guy.
but dude, he is so fucking good.
I told
bro.
you should be a Chargers fan. Like, it is a good team for you to pick.
I don't know about all that.
I told you should be a Chargers fan. We have the MVP through 3 weeks.
I don't even know. You're probably going to be the only Chargers fan watching this entire show, bro. Like, it's just you and maybe one other dude. It's your backup account. It's just you.
I will say
we have McConkey.
The fans actually low key kind of showed up
Against the Broncos?
Yeah, it's low key kind of building.
Yeah.
The Harbaugh effect.
But then also, your running back who had one eye popped his Achilles. Like nothing.
Wait, he has one eye? Najee Harris?
Nah, it's a joke. He hurt his eye in a firework accident.
Oh, that was him? Yeah. I remember that happened.
Yeah, that was Najee Harris.
Damn, that's so crazy.
He missed the whole preseason because of that, and then he came back and tore his Achilles, which is a big deal because Amarian Hampton is having some rookie growing pains, and now he's being thrusted into being the running back. We'll see who they pick up or who they elevate as the backup now. Probably Kamani Vidal. Their offensive line is just too bad. I think they've overachieved isn't the word because they're a good team and they've won in sustainable ways, but they have real flaws that some of these teams up here don't have. Their offensive line is terrible. They will not have a good run game throughout the course of the season, no matter how good Amarian Hampton looks. He can transform into rookie Saquon Barkley. They still won't have an above average EPA running game, I don't think. Just because their run blocking is that terrible. We saw the first time they faced an elite defensive line at the Broncos. Herbert got sacked 5 times. He was under siege. Yeah. They still won despite of it. So I'm not saying they're not going to continue to win games, but that's a serious flaw that they're not going to win 4 playoff games with that offensive line. Like, it's pretty hard to imagine they beat multiple talented defenses with Herbert under that much pressure. It'll be like last year where they look good all regular season. You get to the playoffs and the pressure builds, and all of a sudden that shit starts to go bad and cascading into other things going bad because Herbert's constantly under pressure. I do still think they're probably going to win this division. They're 3-0. They're a great defense. Jesse Mintry, you will be a head coach next year if you want to be. They have fantastic defensive talent, especially winning without Khalil Mack. Once he comes back, this is going to be a top 5 defense like we hoped. This is going to be an elite passing game. Not like we hoped, which as a big surprise because Greg Roman's calling the goddamn plays. I do think Justin Herbert will continue to be MVP level all year, but the crippling issue of the offensive line is too much for me to put them like over some of these other teams.
Would you say that this is the best surrounding cast offensively when it comes to their weapons that Justin Herbert has ever had?
I guess so. In the beginning of his career, he had prime Keenan Allen, which is really good, and a better line. They actually had elite offensive linemen around them. Not 5 or anything, but they had a center who was great, and now they have Bradley Bozeman. So the offensive line is still one of the worst he's had. Shout out Joe Alt. Outside of that, it's not great. Weapons, I don't know. Listen, for Rondé Gadsden, the tight end who had 5 catches last week, comes out and continues to elevate, maybe. If he is what I hope he can be as a vertical stretching tight end, maybe. This might be his best supporting cast.
Okay.
And he doesn't have Brandon Staley, so that actually, never mind. It is by far his best supporting cast because there's no Staley. It's not Shane Steichen levels when they had him in the year 2, but it's not Brandon Staley.
Brandon Staley was an idiot too.
God, I hate that guy.
It was awful. But ditto. That's why I have him at 5-2. So.
Yeah. But listen, they've proved me wrong so far. They've managed to go 3-0 with the offensive line concerns that, as a Chargers fan, once Slater went down, I kind of like quelled my expectations. I'm like, okay, they just don't have the blocking to get anything done. They've gotten much done so far. So clearly they can overcome it. It's not a crippling weakness. So if you tell me they're in the conference championship game, despite the offensive line being bad, I won't say I predicted it, but I won't be blown away, you know?
Yeah. Oh no, I would still be shocked in the conference championship game. I think I would because I think because that means that you would go through both Kansas City and Baltimore.
Well, not necessarily. I mean, maybe somebody beats themselves. Like they wouldn't be guaranteed
or at least one of them.
Sure, I'm saying they can beat a good team. Is what I'm saying. They can win the first round series where they beat someone coming out of the wild card, deal with them, whoever it may be. Then they beat one of those good other top tier teams. Like if you tell me they can beat one of them and they just beat the Chiefs. Granted, they were depleted. They didn't have Worthy and Rice. But if you tell me that they can beat the Chiefs, Bills, or Ravens one time and make those third round, like that's a ceiling. Yeah. I don't think they can beat 2 of those teams and then the Eagles or then the Packers, whatever. That's a bit rich for my blood, but they could beat one of them.
Fair.
Okay.
And then at the top, Eagles, Bills.
I struggle with this mightily.
Same.
I had the Bills written down there for most of this week until I think last second I said I'd pick the Eagles. The Eagles offense has just been so bullshit for so many quarters, and we have one half of a game in which it got good. And it just got good because they threw the ball to A.J. Brown a lot and let him pick on a matchup. It's not like they fixed their structural issues. They just said, this guy's really good, give it to him. which sometimes it is that simple when your roster is just good. But I don't have like full faith in their offense now for the rest of the season. You know, like I'm not at the point where I'm ready to like pick them as like the surefire Super Bowl contender, just because that offense is still going to be an issue to me until I have like multiple games of sustained, reasonable X's and O's. But the Bills defense also isn't particularly good, and it's going to stay not particularly good. So I went towards the Eagles, who they have an easier route to fixing their issues. And we had plenty of proof of concept that they can and probably will fix their issues. So I said over the next 4 weeks, I probably do expect the Eagles to continue to win more games. But it's very reasonable to pick the Bills number one.
Yeah, I think like the Bills have obviously had much more complete games than Philly. For me, I just need to. The first half of next week is going to determine basically. Like I don't even need to see 4 weeks. If the Eagles come out and offensively they look just like a normal team in the first half, in my eyes, cool. We've learned our lesson. Everything is fixed because they are. And I've said it like plenty of times. Like they are not going to be one of these teams, and it's the way that they approach offense is because of the roster, and it is contributed to a lot of the staleness. But the foundation of it is we're just better than you guys, and so we're going to do the simple things. So like when you say like they just did the simple thing of throwing to AJ Brown, that is the offense because AJ Brown is much better than Emmanuel Forbes than 95% of the cornerbacks in the league, and so if we can do the simplest thing of just saying, let's involve our good players on the outside, then I believe that the offenses will be fixed. And if that's the case, then yes, I do think that they're one.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, I tend to agree. That's why I did that. But I don't know. It's a little bit more to it of why they're struggling than just not feeding the ball to AJ Brown. But that is like the most immediate way to make a substantial difference is just to consistently feed him the ball. So yeah, you're right. That will solve not all the issues, but it'll make the issues matter a lot less.
Yeah. And I think like it'll make it easier because the big thing is just that last year you were able to create explosive plays on the ground, right? You were able to hand the ball off to Saquon, and he can get you not only 10 yards, but he can get you 20, 30 yards really whenever you needed it to. And that hasn't necessarily been the case this year. And you've already had some offensive line injuries. Landon Dickerson got hurt in training camp. Lane Johnson left the game last week. Got a stinger on the tush push play. So this is kind of like the first data point of anybody getting hurt on that play. So we'll keep that in mind. But if you're not going to create explosives, because the one thing that Sirianni talks about is we're going to win the turnover battle and we're going to win the explosive battles. And so if you're not going to run the ball and get 20 yards a pop, throwing goal balls and crossers to AJ Brown and Devonta Smith, that is a way to get explosives, and then you can win the games in the way that you want to. Yeah. So that's the thing that I'm looking at for them. And next week, obviously, like they play the Bucs and Todd Bowles. You know what you're gonna get with them. Like they're gonna bring a lot of pressure. They're going to blitz. The Bucs have played the Eagles so well over the last couple of years. The interesting thing is, a lot of times, like whenever they've just dominated, AJ Brown has not. The Eagles are 1-4 in the Sirianni era against the Bucs. In all 4 of the losses, AJ Brown hasn't been there, and the one time he did play, they won. Yeah. So if AJ Brown is out there, they include him. The offense looks fine. Boom, we're good. So I think like that's the reason for the Eagles. But also, if you just want to say, hey, the Bills have 17, and they have Josh Allen, and he's different and playing at a different level, I'm 100% cool with that. Like I understand that.
Yeah, these two are just very interchangeable for me. I have no like real. They both have their flaws, completely opposite ends of the field. And obviously, I can like the Eagles deserve the most respect in the world of the reigning champs, and their defense is their defense. They still have those strengths, and they still have the best running back in the NFL, Saquon Barkley. Right now, I just feel like with going back to what you said earlier, I feel like the Bills' issues are a little not necessarily more solvable, because Eagles issues are just here. You know, the Bills actually have like physical issues when it comes to who's covering their secondary and whatnot.
Yeah, the safeties are never going to be good for the Bills.
Yeah, exactly. Luckily for the Bills, they might have the best football player in the NFL in Josh Allen, and that could just be like the end-all be-all for them.
Yeah,
potentially.
I think they're going to have an average defense, I think, in terms of like end-of-season EPA or whatever. But it's a talented defense. You know, Joey Bosa has made a difference. Christian Benford is an elite corner. They have some talented interior defensive linemen that hopefully will make more of an impact as the year goes on. Rousseau was great opposite Joey Bosa. Like they have strengths there, but I don't think they'll be able to overcome the weaknesses of their defenses to be like an elite unit in the same way the Eagles defense is obviously going to be elites.
Yeah.
But I do think the Bills offense is going to be like the best in the league pretty easily for the whole year. Like they'll maintain number one offense.
Especially if James Cook's going to keep on doing this.
Exactly. Their offensive line is crazy. They have fucking maulers, and James Cook, he's just taking a star leap this year. His vision is ridiculous. One of those patient runners in the NFL, paired with everything with Josh Allen. I think that the offense will be substantially better than essentially everybody.
Yeah.
So that's like enough to make up for the gap in defense to me. Like I think their offense will be that transcendent that I'm kind of okay with them not being a top tier defense, which you would think you would need to be a top 2 team.
Yeah, and that's fair. Man, Josh Allen's so good though.
He's ridiculous. And
He's
James
so
Cook has blown me away this year.
Dude, he's ridiculous.
And
too.
like, and Josh Allen, and it's funny because like it's the same conversation kind of with the Eagles in that like he's gonna give you all the explosive plays, but it used to be he's gonna give you those explosive plays and he's gonna give you one. He just doesn't throw interceptions anymore.
He's just smart now. He's just a genius now.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
and so like now that he has separated himself from the Green Goblin mask, you're getting all of the positives of this like very aggressive and wild quarterback who is 6'5", 250 and can run over everybody. You just have like the ultimate weapon, and so it's insane. And also their division is trash too, and so like
they're gonna dog walk to like 15 wins.
yeah. Like at this point, what absolute best case scenario for the Patriots is like 10 if they go on a run.
That's
right.
I'd be very surprised.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's like absolute top of the ceiling. So they're probably gonna go 9-8, 8-9. They're gonna walk to the 1 seed.
Yeah,
they might win 7 games. I don't even know if they're guaranteed to go 8, 9,
okay,
9. Like,
fair. But so yeah, if you pick the Bills and you have them at 1, I completely understand it.
it's close though, very close.
Yeah, I just the ceiling for Philly and the fact that they've been able to win games with C+ games, and it looks like now they have figured out how to get to B+, A-, even A+ maybe. I'm okay with that.
All right.
and there we go. That is our power rankings. Before we get on TikTok time though, before we get on to the rest of this episode, we do have to do our weekly staple at this second half of the show, Don's picks of the week. Donovan, what are your 5 picks this week to get redemption after what was a disastrous week 3 for your picks?
Mind you, it quite literally was one of the worst weeks that we've ever had. That hopefully we will ever have.
Yeah.
0 for 5. 0 for 5 last week.
You can't do much worse.
You can't. Falcons when I see you. When I see you. All right. Here's where we're going right now.
Okay, talk to me.
We're going across the pond. International game.
Okay.
These games are always weird. You probably should stay away from it.
Yeah, you want to bet on it. There you go.
You probably should stay away from it. Last week was so bad, we got to take chances.
Yeah.
I'm going Vikings -2.5 against the Steelers. As we just said right here.
Ooh.
I just don't think the Steelers are good. I really don't. And I like going up at like if Aaron Rodgers gets any type of pressure on him, that ball is going in the dirt. If there is anybody who can bring pressure on Aaron Rodgers, on the Steelers, it is the Minnesota Vikings. And so I don't know if they're going to win this game 3-0 or 10-7 or whatever. I think they can cover 2.5. I think that they bring enough pressure and they finally, and not finally because the Steelers have lost, but they make the Steelers look very, very dull and limited. So I like Minnesota -2.5.
Okay.
Second pick is all on you and your team. I'm going Chargers -6.5 against the Giants.
Okay.
Jackson Dart, rookie quarterback, first start against Jesse Minter's defense. Listen, man, I don't like it. I don't like it.
What if there's nothing on tape though, and Jackson Dart catches people by surprise?
Yeah. I don't like it.
The Chargers don't have a great run defense. They're an amazing pass defense. But if he gets his legs moving, they are susceptible to scrambling quarterbacks. Mahomes got a lot of yards in them.
It's true.
Nah. I'm gonna take that because even outside, like Andrew Thomas, shout out him. He came back. They were already talking about,
No Khalil Mack. Nobody to pressure him.
Hold on, but they were already talking about Andrew Thomas's and his like snap count and bringing him back into the fold last week. It's going to be hard for Jackson Dart, and I just think that like yes, he had a very good preseason. Let's relax. Let's play some actual NFL football before we actually jump onto it.
Okay.
So I will bet against a rookie quarterback in his first start ever. Then we are going Jags +3.5 against the Niners. Jacksonville, epitome of mid.
Yeah.
They've had some games that one, they should have covered that first 3.5. I'm doing it again. I don't think that San Francisco is. I think they can win this game, but I think without Nick Bosa, it should still be close. Mac Jones, again.
Mac Jones is hurt. I think it might be back Purdy this week.
So we're right back to it. So I'm gonna take the Jags plus 3.5.
That one worries me.
That definitely is very.
Anytime
risky.
I bet on the Jags, it does worry me. However, the fact that I'm getting 3.5 and not 3, I like it.
Okay.
So there's that. Then Packers minus 6.5 against the Cowboys.
Safe.
It's and here's the thing. It's not necessarily safe, right? We're on the road. You do have George Pickens, but this defense is disgusting. You have injuries on the offensive line for Dallas. CeeDee Lamb is obviously out. And you have Michael Parsons coming back and just saying, what if I just wreck your game?
Yeah, I'm not motivated to say the least.
What if I just ruin your night? And the fact that we're getting that inside 7 points, I like that.
Okay.
So we'll take that. Also, bounce back spot because they know that they could have played better last week against Cleveland. We got that. And then Monday night, I'm just going to keep doing it for the rest of the season. I hate the Dolphins. We're taking the Jets money line on Monday night against the Dolphins.
With Tyrod Taylor?
I'm taking the Jets money line. I just want to see.
Oh, God.
I just want to see it. So, I'm
so when you don't go perfect, I promise you this will be the one that you look back on. You're like, why did I pick on Tyrod Taylor?
Because I don't like the Dolphins. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you
know
right
what you call
now.
that?
What do we call it?
An emotional bettor.
100%. 100%.
You know what you call an emotional gambler?
What do we do?
A bad one.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But yeah, so those are the 5. I just think like
what is your like record prediction for this week?
Well, I was 4-6, and then we got to 4-11 after.
Fuck, your season's over.
No, it's not over at all. It's not over at all.
Shit, man.
There's 17 weeks plus 4 playoff rounds. It's not.
Yeah, it's
over.
not all. It's not all.
We're getting the Super Bowl. He's gonna bet 20 prop bets trying to get out of the hole.
It's not completely cooked. But I do think that also with the Jets, like they have been, like I said earlier, they've been frisky, and if not for 2 field goals, they could be 2-1, and we would look at them different. We get to a close game. I told you I don't trust Tua in a close.
You're gonna start throwing in some
Sure.
prop bets to try to see where your specialty lies.
I really don't like prop bets at all.
Well, listen, you
really.
gotta like something.
Don't let one bad week, right? I was a solid week away from getting back to 500. Don't let 0 for 5. Obviously, it's a terrible situation, right? We never want to repeat that. We went back into the lab, right? And I actually don't think that. I think my issue last week with a lot of those picks, I do think that some of them were pretty reactionary, and that's kind of where I'm at with this week, where it is very hard because we're at a point where like we're starting to get a little bit more sample size, and so things do feel a little bit more reactionary. But I feel much better about this week and about getting a little bit more info about these teams than last week, where it was like, oh yeah, we're really just gonna bury Carolina. We're really just gonna bury all these other things. And also, that Patriots game is still like 5 turnovers is ridiculous. So I could have went 1-4, whatever. But
shout out 1-4. That would have been an improvement.
But yeah, so those are it.
Last week they were in the comments talking about I'm betting against everything Donovan does. And listen, that would have been a foolproof strategy last week.
I'm here. Yeah. I'm here for the people. You just have to figure out what side to be on. So again, Vikings minus 2.5, Chargers minus 6.5, which I promise you right now, there will be a teaser with Chargers minus 6.5, Packers minus 6.5. So
is a teaser a 2-leg parlay?
Yes, but you move, and you could adjust it by like whatever point. But basically, you would take Chargers minus 6.5 and Packers minus 6.5, and you would move to Chargers minus 0.5 point, Packers minus 0.5 point, and then you would have that 2-leg parlay right there.
Oh, but it's like making it like a safer 2-leg parlay.
Yeah,
gotcha.
And so those two things, I promise you, will be teased together. Jags plus 3.5, Packers minus 6.5, Jets money line.
I see. So you picked the 2 biggest favorites this week. That's a better strategy.
No, I didn't.
Who's the biggest favorites?
The Bills. The Bills are 15.5 point favorites against the Saints.
15.5.
Dude, that's
is
a
ridiculous.
lot, man. That's a lot.
The 2 times that they've been, the 2 times that they have been over like 16.5 point favorites since Josh Allen has been there, they're 1-1. And as a whole, like in like league wide, teams and since I think like 2016 they're covering that rate at like 60%. And the last 3 have hit. Mind you, 2 of them were Baltimore, But we'll see. I just wanted to stay away because it was a pretty 15.5 is
it's outrageous. Yeah.
But I still might do it. We'll see.
All right. So that is the end of Don's picks of the week. Mo, what did you learn this week?
4-11's crazy.
4-11's hilarious.
Dude, that's so damning. Oh my God.
What did you learn this week on the Mo You Know?
Mo You Know,
what does Mo know?
Week, I go ahead and tell you guys what intellect I gained about this beautiful sport that you guys, in America at least, call football. So,
man's acting like he's not American.
I know.
I pick and choose sometimes. Today, I don't feel like it. Not right now. I learned that a specific group of NFL fans have a weird kink to throw themselves into tables. You looking right now, you listening right now, probably take this as an insult, but don't do that. I'm just trying to get a grasp and understand why you Buffalo Bills fans like to throw yourselves into tables. I saw this and I went on a bench for I swear, 15 minutes, damn near 22 minutes, 20 minutes too long, bro. And I found out that they like to go ahead and throw themselves into tables because it's supposed to be a symbol of toughness and a symbol of loyalty. And I looked it up. I asked Google. It said, Buffalo is a blue-collar and cold-weather city. The act became a badge of honor. That is one of the dumbest things I've ever heard in my entire life. But this is America, and this is where these American fans take this shit to fucking heart. Crazy shit ever, but also it's also super inspiring because me growing up, I was a WWE kid, and if you don't know WWE, just long story short, it's wrestling and you fucking throw yourself through shit, bro. It's one of the most badass things fucking ever.
WWE. A lot of people short, it's wrestling.
Yeah. Wrestling, a whole lot of random shit or whatever. And it's one of the coolest things ever. But to see just
That's
random.
the shortest way you can say WWE.
Yeah. Random,
long story was short.
Casual fans just doing the most random, dangerous things ever. It's just crazy and hilarious. Shout out to Bills Mafia, man.
Shout out to blue collar sports fandoms. That's what you're saying. And there's a lot of them out there, and they're all insane.
They've set tables on fire and jumped into them too, right? I think I've seen one.
I didn't see that video on YouTube.
Stands to reason. Bills fans they ride or die with the Bills.
Yeah,
there's not much out there in Buffalo.
The Mafia.
Yeah, the Bills
You're
Mafia.
right.
There's not much out there, so all they can do is go to Bills games and tailgate.
Man,
just wings and jumping in the table.
Yeah, I gotta try that one day.
And West Side Gun. That's it.
I want to try that one day. Just jump through a table. Jump through
we can
multiple
get the table.
I got a table around here. Somewhere.
Next week,
we can go right now.
I would do it. I swear.
When you pick your team, regardless of who it is, you should jump through a table.
I'll do it.
Hell I forgot. So I don't know if you saw this because you weren't active in the chat. In the fantasy league, so you're gonna get last place, I think.
I'm not last just yet.
Okay, we'll see. The last place punishment we decided was the rest of the group chat. Everyone in there is a podcaster. Decides what the last place winner wears on a podcast episode. I kind of want to propose we change it to the rule we have in our dynasty, where the last two people have to do a NFL Combine test against each other, where we get 7.
Yeah,
dude, I'm dusting Jack. He's coming off of a torn ACL. I'm fucking killing his ass.
I kind of want to say that we get 7 combine exercises and we have to record it, and you guys do it against each other. I can't decide what's funnier. If we put you in a ice skating leotard for an episode,
I'll wear that for free. I wear that next week. That's not fun.
So either we dress you in something ridiculous, or you have to do a combine.
Yeah, it's definitely the combine.
Yeah,
the combine would be hilarious.
I hope it. Imagine it's you and D Mills get last two, and you guys are out there running 40s.
Yeah, no, that
you got to bench
hilarious.
press against them.
Hey, I'm fucking killing D Mills on a fucking 40, man. What the fuck?
They don't know.
Yeah,
they don't know. They don't know about you. They don't know about you.
I'm fucking killing D Mills.
They don't know about you.
Well, we're also gonna do repping 225, and he's gonna eat your lunch repping 225.
I got maybe.
He just Larry Allen.
Yeah.
But I think right now it's looking like you and Jack would be last two.
That would be hilarious.
You and Jack racing.
Nah, he would dust Jack.
Yeah, Jack is so unfair.
Jack can hoop. I don't know if he can test well, but he can hoop a little bit.
He can hoop. Yeah, for sure. He
no,
can.
but how many months has he post up?
Oh, he's a long time.
He's
now.
over a year now.
It's been a long
Over
time.
a year?
Yeah,
it's been a while.
So you
Has
he
he gotten back to training?
a regular person is just never the same. You can't be the same after that.
Facts.
Yeah, yeah, you're just never the same after that, bro. It's like
You're permanently unathletic.
yeah, like
You don't have
That's true. We've seen careers ended. Like
yeah, like you can't just tell me he literally has the same type of
a regular person is never the
explosiveness.
same. Is hilarious.
It's like he got shot and shit. Basically did, bro.
honestly, what do you think he was running before?
I don't
I
know.
don't know, 4'9".
But if I tore my ACL,
4'9" is crazy, by the way. Like the average,
fuck no, you
the,
wouldn't.
the average person
Yeah.
running 4'9".
That's what I read in
is
high
crazy.
school. I was not fast.
Yeah, I think the average person was like a 5,
Probably
not
5'4".
No, it's like a 5'7"
there,
or
yeah.
6 something.
Yeah, the average person is probably closer to 6.
Yeah, well, he's
Yeah,
active.
6.
So I'm like, when we say average person, that's probably like someone who like is not active at all.
Yeah.
Was he sprinting?
I'm sure no.
Nah.
6.
Yeah, I'm sure it's 6. Yeah, I'm sure it's 6. Jack is tall too. So
Jack Rod Hospital trying your athleticism.
Yeah. That's funny as hell.
Well, with that being said,
Post that TikTok, Jack. Let's see the 40s.
see the wind sprints. With that being said, that's the end of this first half of the show.
I kind of want to get last just to do it.
You want to just join
Yeah,
in
I'm
too?
finna just trade my team.
Well, so he's 0-3 in Dynasty right now, so he
I
might
am.
be last. Of
I
that.
went. In
okay.
yeah, in our dynasty, last year was the first year, and so like I went super forward and like trying to win last year. So I like traded all my picks. I drafted older players, and this is just not working out. This year.
0-3. He doesn't have his first round pick.
Jeez.
He's moving like the Brooklyn Nets.
Jeez, man. That was so desperate, man. Fuck.
and I lost in the championship game.
To a bum.
Oh, wow.
And with that being said, that's the end of the first half of the show. It's time for TikTok time. Let's go have some laughs. Welcome to TikTok time. Today we're going to begin with some good old-fashioned shenanigans. I'm going to show you some NFL players if they were bald, and I want you to rate from 1 to 10 how well this fits them.
Ball players?
Yep, bald players. Players that are not
Baldy?
currently bald. We're mixing it up.
Shit. Here we go again.
Yep, a TD3 staple. We've done it in the basketball show many times. Bring it to the NFL. So you just let me know how well this new haircut fits this guy.
Sir, you are bald.
First off, we got Myles Garrett.
Oh, that's him right there normally.
That just looks like him normal.
Damn it, yeah.
Not any worse, not any better.
Okay.
I know he got a fro, but I see it.
Yeah. This is good. He can do this.
He looks like a regular Hall of Fame. Does he look? He looks like a lineman though. I ain't gonna lie.
He still looks like a Hall of Famer, but he
Yeah.
looks like a Hall of Fame offensive lineman
Exactly.
rather than defensive lineman.
He looks like very sweet. He looks like a nice guy.
Yeah.
He looks jolly.
He looks like the complete opposite of his play style.
He looks like a good uncle.
Yeah, he does.
And I'm not gonna lie, this is low hanging fruit. We always say this. Kind of looks like Donovan. I'm not gonna lie.
That's very low hanging fruit.
It is. Kind of looks like Donovan.
Donovan Carter.
We always gotta pull it because he looks like everybody. If Donovan shaved his beard off the sides and just kept it chin,
Just the goatee.
kind of looks like Donovan.
We'll see.
Look at the eyes.
I might do that eventually.
I
in the
can't
eyes.
deny that too much.
It kinda looks
but
like that.
the eyes are.
I hate y'all.
I'm
New
gonna-
sport, same jokes. It's just it's awful.
You're lucky it's not a live chat here.
Yeah.
So the same thing. I'm gonna Photoshop Donovan's beard off. This looks like Donovan.
I think this is a 10 out of 10.
It fits him, yeah.
Yeah, realistic as hell. Look like a good guy.
It's very realistic. Yes.
He looks very jolly, very sweet.
I mess with it.
Okay, 10 out of 10. Starting off with a good one. Starting off with a realistic one. We'll see this one day when he's old.
For it is shiny too.
Very shiny. That adds points. Good shine.
It does.
Next up, we got Patrick Mahomes.
He can't do this.
Yeah.
He cannot do this.
I see some Patrick, man. I don't know what's going
I see
on.
Patrick Star.
Oh my goodness.
I see some
The-
discoloration on the top of that dome too.
yeah, listen, the length to which he cut his hair down this year, that's the lowest you can go back.
Don't touch the
you can get a 4 on top. No 3s, no 2s, no 1s. This is too much.
He looks like a biker. Like he have a Harley Davidson shirt on.
Dude, what's your
yeah,
worst?
he's a trucker. He's a trucker at this point.
Like his head isn't even like even ground too. Like I see like clear lumps there too. Patrick, what you hiding, man? What's going on? You are lump friendly? All right.
Nah, I don't like this.
A
I'm
bald
going
head does
4.
not suit him well. Even outside of the Photoshop stuff, a bald head does not suit him whatsoever. He needs to hold onto the curls as long as he can.
Yeah, I'm going 4 out of 10.
I can just imagine all the veins convulsing, knowing that he has Isaiah Pacheco trying to create some yards, dude. It's gonna make his life even worse.
Travis Kelce run the wrong route. He's gonna
you're gonna see him visibly turn more red and red and red.
It would be funny to watch him rage though with the bald head. He runs to the sideline, rips his helmet off, throws on the ground. It's just shiny, it's just steaming.
He looks evil too. Like he does not look like a necessarily good guy.
He looks morally ambiguous.
It is very like diabolical.
It looks like he has a plan up his sleeve to take over the entire city of Kansas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm giving this a 2 out of 10. Don't do it, Pat.
The city will be mine. Look at it.
Next up, Jalen Hurts. Does he maintain his aura levels?
Oh, he's so tough.
Still?
So tough.
Or fell off a little bit. It looked like he was a retired.
No, he
like,
does look old though. He looks old as hell on this.
Yeah.
That is not a 28-year-old.
Oh my God. You know who he
This
looks
is
like?
somebody's father.
Joe Budden.
No. That too. What's that dude's name? It's one of the more popular shows about dealing crime. It's light skinned dude who looks just like him. I just realized.
LL Cool J?
Nah.
About to a crime?
Yeah.
Oh, a show about criminals?
Yeah.
Like a gang show?
It's a show about the CIA or whatever.
So it's cops.
Yeah. No, it's not cops. It's not cops.
The CIA.
Fuck. I hate that.
I have
can't
no
remember
idea
it.
what you're talking about.
What's one of the
There's
top
there's like
crime
a Power?
shows? No, it's not from Power.
There's like a million
It's like one of the more popular ones, like top 3 crime series.
SVUs. Like
No, it's not SVU. It's not.
He's
It's
Ice-T.
similar to NCIS, but it's better than that though.
CSI?
I don't think
there's
it's
too
CSI.
many. That's what I'm getting. There's too many cop shows. We've
He
done
just
it all.
looks like a retired cop. That's all I'm
We've done it
saying,
all.
bro. Fuck.
What are you saying?
He does look like a retired cop.
I have no idea. Yeah, you're gonna have to find that.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, he
gonna
looks very
find it.
old. He looks Uncle Moto already. Adds 10 years to his life.
But
Yeah.
it looks good though.
It's very natural. It's very realistic. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10 because I can see him looking like
You know
this
he looks like?
in 15 years.
He looks like a hot version of Marlon Wayans in Major Pain. That's what he looks like. With the face paint, he looks like a soldier.
Mhm.
That's what he looks like. That specific brand of bald head with face paint.
You did my boy Damon wrong.
Oh, it's Damon?
Yeah.
Oops. Wrong Wayne. Wrong Wayne. But no, this
man.
will happen eventually, and it won't be bad at all.
Yeah, I give this a 8. I give this a solid
Yeah,
8
I'd go
out
8
of 10.
out of 10. 8 out of 10.
Okay,
It's like a
it's
lead
pretty hard to
detective.
maintain the same level of aura with a bald
Yeah.
head.
He got it.
His
I'm got
aura's
it.
off the charts, man.
Ridiculous. Travis Hunter.
Oh hell no. Oh hell no. I got the meanest things to say, but
Listen,
I can't say
I can't say. You know what? Listen, our mothers told us. If you don't have anything nice to say,
God.
don't say it at all.
Good God, man.
Travis, you cannot do this. Just at this point, it's just advice. Just don't do it. You just can't go bald.
It looks like he just got sprayed with some, bro. It looks like some critter just be running around my house. Psst, God, get away, man. Be gone.
He looks spit shined. It looks like baby oils on his head.
Yeah.
He got a nice lather going on up there.
He also looks out of position as well, too.
No, yeah. If he does this, he just has to keep following in Deion Sanders' footsteps. Go to Turkey, get that surgery. Because you need hair. You need something on your head. The bald look is not going to work.
I feel like if you...
I'm going 2 out of 10.
He would look like Ocho Cinco if you slapped the shit out of him. Just knocked his face loose a little bit.
Ocho Cinco,
you.
if he's in Looney Tunes, he gets a piano dropped on his head.
Yeah.
A fucking anvil. Yeah, 0 out of 10. I like
Yeah.
your hair just how it is, Travis.
He for sure has a CDL by his side. Things will work out, man.
Everybody bald and truck driver.
Yeah.
Lad McConkey.
Okay, lad.
Living up to the legacy of his last name.
This gives McConkey.
This gives more
Can he
McConkey
get
for sure.
there? See, okay, so there's like a faint outline of where his hair used to be. That's the move for him. Not completely bald, but going out and getting the Doc Rivers fake hairline, but like 0.5. That's what you're going to be when you're old. Rich Eisen is in your future, Lad McConkey.
Rich Eisen's
Stay
a crazy
there.
comparison. That's your North Star. This is Howie Mandel. That's what you want to be.
I'm sorry, if you're white and bald, you are Howie Mandel. Like that's really it.
You can't duck the Mr. Clean allegations if you're white and bald.
At all.
Again, this isn't bad, bro.
But dude, like, you're in LA. Go get surgery.
Facts.
Like,
You don't have to be this way.
yeah.
There's nothing forcing you to be bald if you live in Los Angeles.
You don't have to go. You don't have to go to Turkey. LA has.
But keep in mind,
everything
he's
there
from
for you.
Georgia. He's a Southern man. His name is Lad.
He's-
very
listen.
true.
he's a very good football player, which means the Chargers are going to keep him around for a long time. You will be a Californian in 6 years.
And you will never go bald. I promise it.
I promise you, when you get your surgery, just walk over to Erewhon and live like a Californian. Do that, please.
5 out of 10.
6 out of 10. It's not bad. It's not bad.
Lamar Jackson.
Ooh, man. He is invading the planet of Earth for sure.
This looks like an alien.
No.
Have y'all seen Lilo and Stitch?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
This is Cobra Bubbles.
Is that the uncle or whatever the fuck?
No, yeah, he's the
agent,
big evil
like
dude.
the FBI. The FBI.
Yeah,
dude in the suit.
in the live action, he's an FBI agent. In the original cartoon, he's with CPS. He's a CPS agent. And Lilo's like, why do your knuckles say Cobra? He has tattoos. This is Cobra Bubbles. This guy is a federal worker.
Lamar had the curls out this past week.
Yeah.
Keep it like that.
Please.
Keep
I'm
it like
begging
that.
you.
Curls or braids, no bald.
Yo, ball is horrible on
Those
him,
glasses are huge.
Those glasses are humongous.
That makes him look like a bug, like a fly.
Yeah, exactly. Like he can't even think straight with those glasses on, man.
Oh,
I'm
he can
looking
think
at
all right.
this.
He can think all right.
Yeah, I'm looking at this. I'm like, it's very good. NFL players have helmets
Facts.
because they can hide the balding for their entire career. That's much needed.
He needs to go ahead and do what Keenan Allen does now. Just keep that skull cap or whatever it is on at all times.
You get a big ass beard to balance it out.
Yeah, that's what makes it worse. He is beardless too, basically.
Yeah, if you're gonna be bald, you need to have the finest of beards.
And this beard right here is not of the finest.
Can't say it is. I'm gonna go 0 out of 10. Lamar,
0 out
stay
of
away.
10, man.
Kyler Murray.
Why he look mad?
He plays for the Cardinals.
Because he lost his hair.
This isn't terrible.
It's
though.
not awful.
It kind of works for him.
You know, and it's what you said. Once you start going bald, you got to get different accessories up top to minimize the forehead. The dome, the dome has to be limited.
Hold on, we just figured out the key to baldness. You can have the tip be bald. You can show the tip. You can't show the line, the forehead. Only show tip, and it works.
Look at us solving world problems again, bro. This is what we do.
People that work on TV that are bald, working on like Sports Center, just wear a headband and you're fine.
Exactly, bro. We came up with a rhythm long time ago.
Okay.
And no, he has a head shape, the face. He has a face that can look good bald. This doesn't look crazy.
Yeah,
This is a 9 out of 10, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
9 out of 10. Okay, yeah.
Low key, I think he looks better at football bald. He kind of looks like he looks like a safety, like someone that you don't want to go over the middle with.
Could this? Ooh, you're changing
Should
his whole
he do this?
position.
Should he go bald?
Maybe.
Listen,
Will this solve
look,
the Cardinals'
he'll get
issues
faster.
of being mid?
Sirianni shaved his head and then locked in as a coach. If he shaves his head and locks in as a quarterback,
Ooh,
Kyler, tap in. We got clippers right now. We're waiting for your transformation.
the Cardinals could be going
we got
somewhere.
straight razors for you.
The Cardinals are one haircut away from winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I'll go 8 out of 10.
We're on the precipice.
Okay.
Jordan Love.
Good God, man. Stripped of all his dignity. Looks like he lost a bet.
It looks like he lost his ethnicity. He looks Mexican.
He does. He does.
He's like, "You're my
He
cousin."
lost his ethnicity.
This is straight Cholo. This is straight. Button up the top button right here. Have the bandana coming out the pockets.
Cortez.
Yeah. Wrap the bandana up. Put it on the head. We gotta button this top one up only. We got a West Side.
Because of that imagery, 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
I see it so clearly now that like I can start saying that this is realistic. 10 out
I
of 10.
see the Cowboys jersey on you. This is our year away. This is him. This is the Mexican.
From a distance, I'd be like, Dak Prescott? For sure.
Any given year, Dak also looks Mexican.
Yeah. In that same vein.
Wow, Jordan Love has a Mexican face.
Damn. It's fitting. All right, Jordan.
When you get him on my block. Next up, Justin Jefferson.
Nah, no facial hair too is fucking crazy. He looks like he has the nastiest pregame rituals.
What is the pregame ritual? Laying eggs?
not even
Yeah,
laying eggs,
I actually have to apologize to Lamar Jackson. This is an alien.
bro. He goes
Like
from
this is not a human.
It's a xenomorph.
He goes from field goal to field goal, just licking the post for good luck. This weird dude, bro. You don't want him around the facility at all.
He looks like a spider.
Yeah, just something that just can't go. Like you try to get him to go away every single time.
Like he stings people.
Yeah, facts.
Oh my goodness.
He definitely has like wasp type vibes. Like he just can. He'd be stinging people.
Just a failed hornet.
Yeah.
Oh my
I know
goodness.
what he looks like.
What does he look like?
A football.
The back of the head, damn near look like it.
No,
So
facts.
toting a rugby rock.
Straight spiral.
Yeah,
I'm
we're
going
0 out of 10.
0 out of 10. We
The head
can't
shape is
live with
OD.
this.
CeeDee Lamb.
Actually,
Doesn't seem that bad.
yeah, actually better than what I thought he was.
Looks like
gonna
Michael Jordan. This fits perfectly fine. This looks normal.
Yeah, it don't look bad at all.
This is a
be.
logical
Yeah,
next step.
this is a 1990s Hooper.
Yeah, it looks like T.O. Like, this looks like it's on purpose.
That shot,
it do look like
very
T.O.
shiny at the top of his head.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
I like it.
listen, good shine. It fits his head shape. 9 out of 10.
He literally looks like a Hall of Fame worthy, like multiple times Super
I'm
Bowl
noticing
winner.
bald heads help football aura at times.
I know it's so weird too.
Much more than basketball aura.
Yeah.
Like you can be bald in the NFL and be a superstar. It's hard to
Yeah.
be bald in today's NBA and be a superstar.
Is there-
You're not very marketable.
Is there anybody bald? Like
Derek
like
White.
at the top?
And we make fun of him for being bald. Like it's like it's like a funny thing that he's bald because it's so rare these days.
Yeah.
But is it funny that he's bald because his hair was already like here and then he cut it off?
Maybe. But no, this worked. 10 out of 10, honestly. It's the best one so far.
That's really good.
Yeah, this is good. This is good work.
We're just giving the players that are handsome 10 out of 10. Josh Allen.
See, you're wrong for this.
I do this.
Because we took away his eyebrows. However, it fits his jolly personality.
Nah, man.
It does.
He definitely looks more jolly now with
But
that
this looks
eyebrows.
like an annoying type of jolly though. Like
He
he's
looks
giddy
like-
about everything happening.
You know what he looks like? One of Snow White's elves.
Yeah. Obviously it can't be real. This is very fictional. But once again, the jolly is real. That is substantive. And I like that.
He's like halfway looking like a Cyclops.
And I'm cool with that.
I
I'm giving this an 8 out
I
of 10.
fuck with
Again.
mythical creatures. Josh Allen, this works. 5 out of 10.
Mad annoying, bro.
Yes, if he was an extra in Lord of the Rings, I would believe it. If he was in The Hobbit, I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense.
Exactly.
Good casting.
I fuck with creatures from Greek stories. This works, Josh.
Yes.
Shout
I-
out the
I
Cyclops look.
promise you, he has a spell book. He has that.
Just casting shit on people.
Mhm.
He has
All the
abilities.
positive things though. Okay.
5 out of 10.
I'm sure he could forge through the forest,
He can
find
make
some
a
apples
beautiful
or
axe.
something.
Micah Parsons.
Ooh, man. He
It's on,
definitely
it's on the borderline, but like, nah, forehead just too big.
I,
It's just too big.
I think the back of the head is just too long. Like it's too like
It's just extra dome hanging off.
yeah, it's like 20% too much dome for me, man. It
It is excess dome.
yeah, how like can you imagine the type of helmet that he would have to wear? It would affect his playstyle. You are no longer the regular Micah Parsons that we know you
He's
to
gonna
be.
fuck off his balance. His get off isn't gonna be the same. He's not gonna bend the same
'cause
way.
he has to be like these, bro. Head's gonna be dragging and shit.
If he tries to bend around the edge, will his tip?
Yeah, he won't have no head fakes
It's
or anything like
Humpty
that.
Dumpty.
Exactly. And we already said if you are going bald, if it doesn't necessarily work, like you gotta get the beard. You have to have the nice beard with it. I'm not really seeing that right now.
Yeah.
Cut the baby beard off. Let's go with the straight goatee, and then we can roll.
Yeah, this is a 0 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm thinking, fuck the beard. Let's get a toupee going on here.
Ooh,
Let's get a dread weave. Come on,
now.
like Jimmy Butler.
Nah, we can't do
You
that.
can't do that.
I
can't
know
do
you
Just
hate
live
dread
a
weave.
regular life. Just quit football, bro. Like,
Do you think there's any other athletes that have a dread weave just don't know it? Like Jimmy Butler?
100%.
Probably.
100%.
Isn't that crazy? If like CeeDee Lamb's dreads were fake.
Wait.
That's what I'm saying. We
Okay.
we should really the way people diamond test.
Yeah.
We should start dread testing.
Extension just.
Yeah, just
Check
like
the
talking about
tracks.
people's dreads.
So listen here, Jay Crowder. I got some questions for you.
A lot of people do. You'd be surprised.
Oh, I bet they're all over
man.
Atlanta. I bet that's like the hotbed.
Bro, it's in New York too.
Oh,
You'd be
for sure.
surprised,
Yeah.
dude. Swear.
I remember the Devin Booker thing. People were thinking that.
Oh, yeah.
he had a fake hair.
What? They thought
You don't remember that?
No.
somebody posted a video of like their client getting a man weave, but they didn't want to show their face. so
Oh
they were holding it.
yeah. I remember that.
And
I
people
remember
thought it was
that.
Devin Booker.
Yeah.
And that's all the haircuts we got today.
That's funny.
The next thing we're gonna do, I asked you guys to give us your best NFL hot takes after 3 weeks of the season. We are going to react to them, tell you if it is a W take or an L take. And that's what we're going to do today.
Okay.
First off, SSCA says JSN is better than Brian Thomas Jr. and BTJ is overrated.
Ooh.
I don't know about
Listen,
that
right now,
word, but
I'm sorry right now. One of them has the yips. One of them doesn't want to go across the middle of the field. JSN's winning that right now.
JSN looks like he's taking a leap into true elite wide receiver talks. This is just a good take, low key. Like as of today, JSN is playing much better.
yeah, bad hot take though.
It's not hot enough.
Yeah, not hot enough.
Aim higher. Let
this
me hear you say JSN is better than Malik Neighbors. Let me hear you say JSN is better than Justin Jefferson. Get hotter. Get more ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly. And also too, this is just coming to a realization of what's going on with BTJ. So it is you know.
It's facts though. I mean, so far, BTJ is just like ridiculous height, weight, speed combination. Like the ceiling is still there for him. 3 games isn't gonna ruin the reputation of BTJ. So it's not that he's like cooked or anything. But I don't think it's crazy that even if he, gets closer to what we thought he'd be, with the way JSN playing, the way he's always open, the way he's reliable in the short field, downfield, running every route in the route tree, I don't think it's crazy to think that at their best, JSN could just be better.
Where do you think he could be? He could rank out at the end of the season.
JSN,
Yeah,
back half of the top 10.
that's so impressive. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, and he also said I think JSN can finish as a top 5 to 7 wide receiver in the league. Maybe that's 5's a bit rich.
7's a lot too.
That's hard.
Yeah, 7's a lot because that means that you are like legitimately tier 1, and like he's playing well, but that's a hard line to get to.
But then again, like number 7 might be like Malik Neighbors, and if you tell me he gets into that conversation, I'm not gonna predict it, but it's not a bad hot take.
Listen, we love Jason here, so but I'm with you. Bad hot take.
Okay.
Not hot enough.
Not hot enough.
Okay, get hotter. Next up, we got Will Oates saying Daniel Jones' season isn't a fluke. He will finish top 8 in MVP, while Jonathan Taylor is top 3 in Offensive Player of the Year.
First of all, top 8.
This is
Specific ass number.
Let's get to top 5.
Nah.
Right? Let's get to numbers that we all know and love. 5, 3, 10 even.
Yeah.
Not top 8.
But in general, to take that Daniel Jones season isn't a fluke. Not a hot take. That's like, it seems like it's all very sustainable, but I don't know if I'm going to expect him to be like MVP ballot caliber. That's a little bit much. Like, surely at some point he will have some games where he misses some passes. He won't be perfect forever.
But what if he doesn't?
Then fuck it. Give him the MVP.
So I agree that Daniel Jones' season isn't a fluke. But I like that Jonathan Taylor finishes 3rd in Offensive Player of the Year. Yeah. I like that part more than the Daniel Jones because Jonathan Taylor is
dude, he's insane.
Consistently one of the more underrated players.
I think if the season ended today, he would be Offensive Player of the Year.
Yeah.
Like he's leading the league in rushing by a wide margin. He has more rushing yards than most teams do right now.
That's so crazy.
He's insane.
Okay.
This is a
good take then.
This is a good take.
This
is a good take,
yeah.
But it's not hot though. It's not hot.
We're still waiting for some heat.
Yeah.
Caleb is the 2nd best QB in the North, maybe 1st.
Oh shit. Okay.
Right now.
What are the QBs right now? What are the options?
It's Jordan Love, Goff, and Carson Wentz / JJ McCarthy.
He's not 2. Well,
I don't know. If you tell me by the end of the season we think he's better than Jordan Love, it's not ridiculous.
Not at all.
We need to see a lot more consistency from Caleb besides blowing the fuck out of the Cowboys. Also got to see some consistency from Jordan Love, so it's not like we're up against an unattainable target.
This is a good take.
There we go. Good hot take.
This is a good hot take.
Good hot take.
It's just hot enough for me to say that's hot, but it's not ridiculous.
Yeah, this is like the type of conversation that makes us like a little bit uncomfortable because it's like, oh shit, like it's not out of realm, but we don't agree with it necessarily. But it could fucking happen.
It would be tough to be better than Jared Goff this year. Jared Goff is just so reliable.
Yeah.
Caleb would have to cut down on the mistakes a lot. And if he does cut down on the mistakes and he's also reliable, then he'll clearly be better than Jared Goff. He clearly has a higher ceiling. But Caleb is right now very far from cutting down on the mistakes, so I'm not going to go there.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah, we can get to 2.
If I had to bet, maybe I would bet that I'll say by the end of the year Caleb's better than Jordan Love.
This is a great homer. It is a great
homer take. I see Roma Dunze in his profile picture.
Yeah, Chicago 07. Shout out to you. He's a kid. He was born in 07. Damn. Wait, he's like 18 years old.
He's 18-year-old.
Damn.
You're as old as fuck, Grandpa.
That's crazy.
7 is 18?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Damn.
Crazy.
Brickyarder says the Chiefs will not make the playoffs. They have too many holes. They're an average team at best.
Average team at best sucks to say. This is a good hot take though.
Yeah, this is bold. I'll shout out you going out on a limb and praying on their downfall before it happens. I mean, as of right now, they look average as fuck, but we know they're getting reinforcements soon. We know Rashee Rice is coming back. hopefully not committing any more crimes. He'll be here to stay. Xavier Worthy hopefully doesn't run into another fridge on a drag route. He'll be here to stay. As long as those two guys are there, they're going to look a lot more than average.
And that's why I like you said, I like the hot take. You're just wrong.
Yeah.
You're just wrong. They will make the playoffs.
Not just I like the hot take. I like the hate. I like, as you would say, the gumption. I like the audacity to hate on the Chiefs. The gall. The unmitigated gall at that. I respect it, but they'll probably be better than 9-8.
I got to ship a couple fridges to Kansas, man. Make this real. Let's make your dream come true.
They already got one running route to tight end.
Yeah.
Isaiah says, the Bo Nix magic is over, and the Broncos will only win 5 games this year.
Yo, 5 games are damning. This could only happen if their defense is like... Bo Nix had magic in the first place?
I mean,
kind of.
He was running.
Okay.
You know what?
He has some magic in his legs.
I like this. I like this. As somebody who is slowly getting off the Broncos bandwagon, okay, let's get the hate train up.
Yeah.
5 games though?
So 5 games is like, obviously, like that's what makes it a hot take. I don't think that's going to happen. But if you are going to be someone that prays on the downfall of the Broncos and thinks they're frauds, Bo Nix is a good thing to point to, is maybe that be the reason for their downfall.
Yeah. Man.
I need this to happen.
Through 3 games, it's an easy bet to bet against Bo Nix.
Yo, if they win 5 games, I'm shipping Bo Nix out here. And I'm already like looking...
Oh, we're drafting another quarterback.
Yeah, I'm getting another quarterback immediately, drafting or trading for one, bro.
Yeah, we're figuring something out.
Exactly. That can't happen.
It's a good hot take though, but they'll probably win at least 9.
I had to see the line for it. It's plus 700 for them to win 5 games this year.
Yeah, it would be shocking beyond belief if they won less than 6 games.
Hey man, should we do that?
Crazier things have happened. The Packers finished 3rd in their division.
It's not a hot take. I think.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
3rd in their division?
You could have. Well, actually, no. Okay, knowing what I know now, yes, it is. Especially when we all just put them in the top 5 of our power rankings. But I mean, we also understand that like they play in probably the most competitive division in the NFL.
They do.
So if the Lions are who they are,
That's true.
The Vikings get some stable quarterback play. All right, we'll see what happens. If they were 3-0, I would say maybe not. But since they came right back down to the pack, now they're 2-1 with everybody else.
They're 1 field goal away from 3-0. Like, if they finish 3rd in the division, fucking travesty. Something went horribly wrong with that offense, and some conversations will be had because that defense. That's saying, 12 games at least.
You got 3 2-1 teams in that division right now. You just got to keep pace. They might mess up. Who knows?
Man, that'll be something terrible.
That's a good hot take though.
It is a good hot take.
Yeah.
It's a W take. Next up, Texans are finishing the season 14-3.
Undefeated the rest of the way.
Will the Texans rattle them off 14 in a row?
This is not a good take. This is a stinky ass take, man.
What would be the... How do we quantify how surprising this would be? Would it be more surprising if this happened or if Travis Kelce won MVP?
It would, I guess.
This will be more surprising. Right now, they average 12 points a game, bro.
Shit.
Like, in the modern NFL, do you know how bad that is?
But what if they just went on some wild, like, Tim Tebow run and just started winning all
Tim Tebow
for like
run?
3 months?
14 weeks?
What, in terms of just winning games that you're not supposed to win?
For 15 weeks?
Travis Kelce winning MVP would be more shocking.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. Bo Nix winning MVP or the Texans winning 14 games?
Texans winning 14 games.
You can see Bo Nix winning MVP before that?
Before they win 14 games? Can they win 2 games? 1? Can they win 1 game?
Can they score more than 15 points?
Is it more likely they win 14 games or 3 games?
3 games.
Oh, shit.
Nah.
Yes. No, it's
3 games?
I mean, they're 0-3 right now.
That's what I'm saying. It's more likely that they win 3 games than win 14.
No,
win 3 games or... Nah,
no, it is statistically far more likely. They have to go 14-0. That's impossible.
You just can't lose for the rest of the year.
Yeah, no, it's way more likely to win 3 games.
Yeah.
That would be 3-11 opposed to 14-0. Give me the 3-11 side.
Yeah. I heard wrong. You guys are right.
Herbert and Daniels finished 1-2 in MVP voting.
1 and 2.
Hey man, it's looking like that right now.
If ballots closed today, it just wouldn't be crazy.
Yeah. Obviously there's a big Buffalo just like.
If you launch him into like Mars though, this would be the conversation.
Do we think it's realistic that Herbert can win MVP?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because obviously through 3 games, he's like the MVP. But do you see this standing still? Do you see this maintaining over 17?
If they can get to
If they win 15 games,
that's a lot of games.
That's that too much?
Yeah. Well, yeah. If they win 15 games, he's for sure the MVP. That'd be crazy.
What's the line? 13? If they get to 13, he could win MVP.
Okay. Yeah. And then we'd have to assume there's some reason to vote against Lamar and Josh Allen. There'd be some kind of mental gymnastics we can jump through to say they don't deserve it. Maybe they have slightly disappointing years and they also win 13 games.
Yeah. If they win 13 games, they'd probably be the 1 seed. It would be between them. And honestly, at this point, just the Bills, since the Ravens are 1 and 2, and we'll see what happens in this.
Okay, so if Justin can make the Chargers win the same amount of games as the Bills, or maybe one less, I'll argue he has less help, and that's why he deserves over Josh Allen. That'll be the talking point.
Yes.
Will be worse offensive line, worse running game. He did more with less.
And considering that the last time basically anybody remembers watching him, he threw 4 interceptions. Be like, Herbert got so much better.
He's really most improved as well.
Oh my god!
Now, granted, they'll be dumb as fuck because he's always been good, but they don't know that because they're dumb as fuck.
Justin Herbert's about to win MVP and comeback player of the year.
Let's go
for being trash in the playoffs
after fucking throwing 3 interceptions last year.
So, I can see MVP for Justin Herbert.
Fuck him. Let's give him comeback player of the year as well, bro. Let's give him all the awards.
Let's make him commissioner of the league. How about that?
DPOY.
Carson Wentz should start indefinitely over JJ McCarthy.
See, it's easy to say that when Isaiah Rodgers has a game out of Madden.
Yeah, but there's multiple interceptions for multiple touchdowns.
Yeah. So like, if you're not getting that, you still are getting one of the best defenses in the league. Let's see what Carson looks like next week, and then we have this conversation.
If he has some good, if he does have some good play, I can understand them stealthily extending JJ McCarthy's injury and giving him more time to develop.
They already ruled him out for next week, though.
Yeah. And they put it out there. They're like, maybe this will be a 6 or 7 week thing. We don't know. Like, it's in the air.
Yeah. This is not a bad take. I like this at all because it's honestly not a terrible idea. Because how much better is JJ than Carson Wentz?
Well, hopefully a lot, or otherwise they're fucked long term.
Yeah, exactly.
But as a rookie, I don't know. It might get kind of crazy.
I think this is the likely outcome. The likely scenario, honestly.
Carson Wentz, welcome back to the league, Carson.
Welcome to your Sam Darnold arc, Carson.
Yeah.
Welcome to your Daniel Jones arc, Carson.
What a storyline.
The Los Angeles Chargers will make the Super Bowl.
L take.
End up losing, but ignite their place as a true contender.
No, stop. They're not making the Super Bowl. Let's cut this out.
Magical run.
Clip this in 8 months when Justin Herbert is hoisting the Lombardi. Let him know he's dumb as rocks.
I promise you. If the Chargers win the Super Bowl, I'm going bald. Like,
yo, I ain't gonna lie. I need the Chargers to win the Super Bowl.
ISO cam on him.
I'm playing.
Let him
know. You said it. You said it. You cannot step back from it.
Guess what? My fingers.
Let it be known.
The camera's on you right now. We were the whole time.
He said if the Chargers win the Super Bowl, he's going bald. We'll hold him to that.
I'm not doing that.
We're going to strip, bro. We're going to go ahead and tie your arms down and strip you bald.
Hog tie.
Hog tie.
Why would hog tie?
No, we will hog tie you and we will shave your head. It's already in the air. You've said it. You can't take it back.
On some AD stuff?
Yeah.
There's a hog tie people in the back. No, I'm not going bald. I'm not going bald. You guys are not hog tying me.
You can't stop us. That's a crazy part.
It's 2 guys. What you gonna do, bro?
You're not stopping us.
Oh, trust me. Like, it's about to be John Wick. Like, I will shoot both of you before I get hog tied.
Trust me, bro. You were getting some bald patches in your head.
I got a razor and I'm quick. And you're fucked.
Oh God.
I'll lose my eye before you scout me.
He doesn't know how quick I am. He has no idea.
Oh my God. I gotta see how quick you are. We should get that reaction test.
If we play hot hands like that game, I'm a fucking demon at hot hands. We used to play that at football practice. They test like your basically you swim moves fast. Yeah. I killed everybody. Oh yeah. So the Chargers in the Super Bowl. He
playing
will be
hot hands instead of football practice.
It was a defensive line drill. That's a funny
Coach like run the rap. They're like, ah. He's like, you can't catch me. You can't catch me.
That's true.
It's a real drill they did. Okay. Drake May will have the best career out of all the 2024 QBs.
This is a good take.
I mean, it's understandable. I mean, Caleb We all think Caleb. We think Caleb.
Forget
better.
that. You have to surpass Jaden Daniels.
Exactly. So
that is true. I forget he's there.
But I mean, it's possible. So it's not a bad hot take. But I don't really have a reason to predict this will happen.
The only reason why you would say this is because you think that like Jaden Daniels is just going to get hurt every year.
Yeah, or you just think Drake May is more quarterbacky. You just think Drake May has a good head on his shoulders. You think Drake May obviously plays the game the right way.
Obviously. And that like his work ethic just takes him above everybody else.
He's not flashy or anything like that either.
Yeah, first one in, last one out.
Yeah. Yeah, Caleb tries to do all the extra stuff. Drake May's just worried about football.
Drake May does not wear chains.
So yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I can if
that's your MO, so be it.
Yeah, if you feel that way, okay, I got you.
Yeah.
You got it.
Okay.
True.
Rome Odunze and Luther Burden become a top 6 receiver duo in the league by next season.
DJ Moore.
And DJ Moore is off the team.
Yeah, that goes without being saying. We ship him to Iraq. We get him out of here. And then we have Luther Burden, wide receiver 2. I kind of like this. I really do believe in Luther Burden. And obviously Rome is taking that step to being like a wide receiver 1 for a team. Mm-hmm. I do think this would be like a top end wide receiver 2 duo one day.
Yeah, Rome is really stepping up already this year. We saw the flea flicker from Luther Burden. They're starting to get him into the offense.
Mm-hmm.
Top 6 duo. Honestly,
not a bad hot take.
It makes sense, honestly.
We
this
can
is a
get
great
there.
hot take.
Yeah, like obviously it's on the high end of a Luther Burden prediction. You have to like be really high on Luther. I am, so I'll give you a W take.
I like this. This is one of the probably the best take we've seen so far.
Yeah.
Like, who's the 6th best wide receiver duo right
That's
now?
what I'm saying, because after the top 3, it's kind of open.
Yeah, it's somebody like, fuck it, is Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy going to be a top 6 wide receiver duo? Something like that?
Because like top 4, like Jamar and T, AJ and Devontae, Puka and Devontae Smith is Justin Jefferson and Addison.
Sure, let's throw that in there.
Right, that's 4.
Lad and QJ, is that what we're talking about?
Oh, they could be top 6.
Yeah,
They could be top 6.
Good hot take.
This is a good hot take. I'm all in on Luther Burden hype train, and Rome is that guy.
Yeah.
Tedero McMillan will be a top 5 wide receiver in 2 to 3 years.
It's looking like it.
2 to 3 is very, very soon, man.
It's looking like it.
If you're capable of being a top 5 wide receiver, you will be a top 5 wide receiver by year 3. Typically, that's how it goes. You're that guy right away.
Especially because there's so many guys, like we talk about every year. There's like 17 guys that could be a top 10 wide receiver. Your name's going to be in that conversation anyways. There's going to be some type of argument for you to be top 5.
Outside of Devontae Adams, I can't remember the last top 5 receiver that like took more than 3 years to develop. So if he's going to be this good, we will know by year 2 or 3.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, apparently we know by week 3 already, bro.
Yes, Will Oates, we already know. This is a W take. I'll give this one to you. I don't actually know if it'll be top 5 caliber because that's just really hard. But top 10?
He definitely has a framework for
I
it.
definitely think Ted will be a top 10 receiver.
Yeah.
Top 10?
I'll bet on that.
We can get top 10.
This is a great take.
Shout out Will Oates. And that is the last one we got today. So just remember that we are going to shave Donovan bald if the Chargers win the Super Bowl.
I'm going to go ahead.
Understand, I'm praying on you, downfall.
I'm going to order the...
after this week, because I got a minus 6.5.
The rope from Amazon will be ordered just in case if
They're
there's
gonna
like
think you're
any
trying to kill
resistance
somebody.
issues.
I have a 200-foot Ethernet cord upstairs. We can use that.
Perfect, bro. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, he's hogtied.
Yep.
Consider
And
him
then
hogtied.
These walls are pretty soundproof, so like
Oh, consider him hogtied.
the neighbors won't have any issues either. So
Oh, they'll never know. We're in a basement right now.
Perfect.
We're 2 floors from the next person because we have the next floor. 2 floors away from the next passerby that can help you.
They just witnessed the demise of Donovan.
You're
You better
fucked.
pray on the Chargers downfall, man.
You're fucked. You're beyond screwed. Idiot. You should have said it.
I never shook anybody's hands. I never did anything.
Watch
Moron.
it happen.
Last thing we're going to do today. I'm going to name some NFL players, and I want you guys to describe them in one word.
All right.
What
Okay.
pops in your head first when you see this player? Joe Burrow. How do we describe this man?
Tragic. I don't know why I'm saying tragic, as if like he got into a car accident, but he basically did, bro. What you mean? He's out for is it a toe injury with him?
Yeah.
Yeah, severe turf toe. I'll say burdened. He constantly has so much weight on his shoulders, so much expectations from others that people want to say he's the best quarterback in the league, so much burden from his offensive line, from his coaching staff, from his GM being who his GM is, from his owner being cheap as fuck. Like everything is constant on his shoulders.
I'll say cool. Because he's able to be a great quarterback because he's very cool under pressure. He knows how to navigate the pocket. But also, some people just put him in their like top 3 of quarterbacks just because they think that he's a cool guy.
That is true. He gets crazy aura boosts.
Yeah.
From never mind. From other elements too. Justin Jefferson.
Ooh, flashy.
Yeah. True. I was thinking something along those lines. Complete.
Yeah.
Dominant. Dominant.
No, I think complete. I'm thinking about his game. Obviously, I think about the chains at first too. I think about flashiness. But in terms of his game, I think he's going to be remembered as like one of the most well-rounded receivers of all time. He can kind of do it all.
I see them gold cleats that he had on last week, bro. I'm like, damn, he tough.
Right, damn, he's shining.
Yeah, I just think like across the board, and like obviously Jamar Chase made a play for it last year with the Triple Crown. But it does feel like Justin Jefferson is a clear, like, I'm wide receiver 1.
Yeah.
I'm the best receiver in the game. And you really can't do anything to stop him. He's that dominant.
Yeah.
Except giving JJ McCarthy. Next up, Russell Wilson.
Unlimited.
Washed. I always say that because he's wearing a Giants jersey. And we talked about last week. This will go down in history as one of the most washed jerseys of all time. This is Celtic Shaq.
Despair. That's what I think about. Not in a word. Just
on your literal last breath.
Yes.
Inaudible old man wheezing.
Just come on, man. It's any time now. It's straight. On the sidelines.
I just go, my leg.
Yeah, nah, this is Mr. Unlimited. This is the guy who, no matter what, always think that he is the same like version that he was in 2014, where he can make all the plays that he wants to. He's gonna throw deep bombs. He's gonna be unlimited. Sometimes just doesn't work out.
That's a sick dog right there. That's what that is. Jalen Hurts.
Ooh.
Or I guess, but like
controversial is what comes to mind first, for real, and then also after that, literate. I can tell this man reads a lot of Instagram caption books. Yeah. I can tell he puts a lot of time in looking for his bars.
Yeah. Okay. I'm cheating. 2 words, old soul.
That's also very fair.
Yeah.
He says some shit that only grandpa say.
Mm-hmm. You can tell he grew up with the unks. That's why he stayed around.
Champ.
Shut up.
I'm going to shake your head.
Yeah, dude, the hardest way too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
What do you want? Winner. Leader.
Keep going.
Quarterback.
Basic.
Quarterbacky.
Come on.
Solid.
Incorrect. Next up, Lamar Jackson.
Madden.
Different.
Yeah.
Different is a good word. That's honestly the perfect word.
Different. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because even amongst like running quarterbacks, he doesn't run the same way that like running quarterbacks do.
No, amongst running quarterbacks, he throws different. Amongst accurate all-time great passers, he runs different.
Yeah.
Amongst runners, he runs different. Like, he truly is a one-on-one talent.
He's an enigma. He is elusive. He just...
He's just so nice. Yeah. We just I'm at a loss for words.
Yeah. It is crazy though, because like there's a couple players, but I think that he's the best one where even as fast as he is, he's never running full speed.
Yeah.
It always looks like he's like on a jog and like can. And for all the running quarterbacks who everybody always like, you have to go down, you have to take a hit. He never takes big hits.
Yeah. And he also like doesn't always slide in like the easiest ways. Like he's just different. Like he just doesn't need to.
Yeah, he just gets out of bounds. He just doesn't take those hits. He's different.
There's probably never been a player I can remember that like, at least in a regular season perspective, where you can say the game looks easy to him as much as it is for Lamar. Like he truly makes it look effortless.
Yeah. When he's on, it's a different level of smooth.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. It's like him and like peak Aaron Rodgers in terms of like, oh, everything's at their disposal. They're just clicking on all cylinders, not making mistakes, impossible to guard.
Yeah.
That's really the only 2 players that made me feel that way.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm thinking the word tragedy too, because with all those things that you guys said, if he don't win career on the field wise, with the consistency of good units that he's had around him on both ends, it'll be one of the biggest tragedies.
Yeah.
When it comes to you should be a legend.
He's
going to be a legend regardless, but you should be like the legend in football.
Yeah, if he doesn't win a Super Bowl, he'll probably be the best player to never win a Super Bowl in terms of quarterback discourse and whatnot. He'll be the like staple for couldn't win forever. He'll be that guy to like, oh, maybe he's the next Lamar Jackson. He's never gonna get it done.
Yeah,
tough. Oh, did I skip one? Micah Parsons.
Ooh. Lawnmower. I don't know why I was. It's 2 words, lawnmower, bro.
What the fuck does that mean?
He's just buzzing through everything, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, he's just slapping away all the like rocks that may be in the way. He just getting his business done regardless.
What the fuck is he talking about?
What are you on?
He's a lawnmower, bro.
Nobody's ever said those words before.
I'm creative.
I'll say freak. This man's a freak athlete. The speed to power he has, he just moves entirely different. He's abnormal.
I'll say Packer because it's still crazy that he's not on the Cowboys. Like it's ridiculous that this 25, 26-year-old, one of the best edge rushers in the league, is on a different team than the one who drafted him before his second contract or on his second contract, whatever. But like it's crazy that
there are morons amongst us, and they make decisions for your favorite team. Derrick Henry. Train.
For sure.
What's the
fumble?
Word?
Battleship. Meteor.
Outlier.
This
is the outlier. This is like running backs shouldn't be this big. He's the outlier in that.
And they also shouldn't be this fast.
And they shouldn't be this good for this long after taking this many carries. Everything he does is like, yo, nobody does this. Like it's insane. He breaks all the rules for how you should think about an NFL running back.
Yeah, because now for years it's been, is this the year he finally falls off? Is this the year he finally falls off? Apparently he'll never fall off. And it's probably going to bleed into how we expect other running backs to age, but they will fall off like normal around 29. And we'll be like, never mind. Can't compare anybody to Derrick Henry.
Bro, you see him in the huddle and he's bigger than Lamar Jackson.
Jeez.
And it's like he's an offensive lineman and he's running the ball. It shouldn't happen like that.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be like this.
So consistent, bro. He's like a Prius with a Lamborghini engine in it.
He's like a Ford F-150 with a Ferrari engine in it.
That's a better way.
He's insane. Max Crosby.
Wild.
Just Mad Max was leaning into it?
Yeah. Just a wild boy. Just a wild guy. But yeah, that's it. Just wild. And if you know, you know.
I don't know.
That's your monos for next week.
Puka Nacua.
Versatile.
Effortless.
The chosen one. He's the chosen one, bro. 2 words. Fuck that.
It's 3 words.
Oh, I guess so. I guess the is a word.
Stupid. Unique though, for real. Like he is the most unique receiver in the NFL amongst like top tier receivers. This is just like, I don't know. Like I don't know who the closest comparison is. It's like Hines Ward, like the way he's like strong and blocks and runs over the middle, but in a modern package that's like better than Hines Ward ever was. He's just crazy.
Steal. Because the fact that he was a 5th round pick.
Ridiculous.
It's like,
yeah.
How do you find this?
Dumb value.
Ridiculous. Tua.
Hey, man.
1 word. Choose wisely.
1 word for Tua. Wow.
That's it? Just wow?
Just wow.
Just wow.
Wow in the worst way.
Yeah. Because he'll throw the pick and he'll just be like, wow, man.
Yeah, I think I'll say.
But then he throws with crazy anticipation.
Receiver, to the other team.
Right? Receiver hasn't even broken yet. And he throws the pass and it gets there and you're just like, wow, he could do that.
I'll say damn.
That's good.
Sounds like a scammer.
Overpaid, that's the 1 word?
Potentially.
Tough.
Potentially a scammer.
Yeah, I'll say damn. Damn's a good encapsulation.
Damn. The experience of watching Tua, rooting for him, I imagine all you can say every week is damn. How did we get here? There's no way out. Damn.
I'd hate to be a Dolphins fan.
Cam Scatterbo.
I'd change. Actually, no, I'll keep that. Crazy.
Hedgehog.
Hedgehog.
Dude. Molotov. Yeah. Just glass breaking, fire everywhere. Explosion.
Oh, no. I'm going to change it. Rhinoceros.
Yeah.
He looks like a rhino. He plays like a rhino. That man is feral. Feral. That's the word.
Yeah.
He is rabid.
That man is fearless.
Foaming at the mouth.
Dangerous.
Dangerous.
To himself, to other people. He's just reckless.
He plays football like he needs a tetanus shot.
Bro, he's a headbutter for sure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He was a biter as a kid.
He probably just headbutts the wall for fun.
Oh, yeah. He punches the wall to make his fist better.
Yeah.
Travis Kelce.
Travis Kelce.
Oh, man.
Okay. I'll say Unk blank. You tell me if Still Got It comes after that or not, because I don't know. That much is unclear to me. But he is Unk.
Unk holding on to it.
I don't. Okay, so
I don't know if he got it.
I'm trying to find the right word.
Checked out.
See, because that's the thing. I don't even think he's checked out. It might just. I don't want to call him washed, but like he kind of is, but like he's not.
Just lost one too many steps, and things aren't quite as easy as they used to be.
Yeah, so we'll just say slower.
Damn.
How do we describe Travis Kelce right now? Actually,
what's the nicest, most respectful way to put it?
Not even respectful. I don't care about that. But like, what's the most accurate way to put it?
The most accurate way to put it is washed. Like he is not even because like, and we talked about it before. Obviously, he's like slower than what he was. But even last week against the Giants, the sit down routes, the connection that he would have with Mahomes, and like, yeah, I know where you're gonna be. You know where I'm gonna be. That's off. He's dropping passes. He's making plays and making mistakes that he normally never never makes. So there is a fall off.
Just dated.
Yeah, I think it feels like the feel for the game in all ways is like 10% less sharp. Like everything is just a little bit more dull. The blade is getting dull. I'll say that.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Wash is the word.
Yep. Damn. And that's the end of that. And that's the end of this episode. If you're still here, comment what you think is wrong with Travis Kelce. Let me see your ideas.
No, don't say that.
What a sad way to go out.
They're gonna be so mean.
Never mind. I don't want that. I forgot. It's a slippery slope. I forgot a couple of meaningful details there. If you're still here, comments. We are gonna shave Donovan's head, and we'll see y'all next week for the Week 4 recap.